Love is a verb. Love is a doing word. Wives, husbands, and bits on the side. This is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to this beautiful celebration of romance. My name is Oodles, and like Cupid, I'm here to fire an arrow into your ears. Joining me today, confirmed to have at least 2 lovers in his life, it's Stig.
Confirmed. Actual confirmed. In writing, in a contract.
What is your kill-death ratio?
Our sources state this girl has had more lovers than I've had Yorkshire puddings. It's Candy.
Oh, but not the ones I want, though.
In triple digits with notches on his bedpost, it's Gadget.
Yeah, not far off.
And finally, a lover, not one at a time, isn't enough for this man. At one point, he had a different lover for every day of the week. It's the love muffin himself, it's Biggie.
Can I get a rewind?
Okay. Before we get into the show, please consider becoming one of our sexy and incredibly cool patrons. Help us divide and conquer the podcasting world. Details are in our show notes, but mainly check out our website, modernescapism.co.uk, for more exquisite content and links to everything we do. Check out our YouTube and don't forget to review the show. I cannot stress it enough, even if you've done it before. Get a new email address. Do it again. Please. Oh, do you know what? I'm feeling really romantic. Really, I could cry because all I want is some hot, steamy news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
I've got your fucking news. It's right here. Here we go.
Stop swearing, Daddy.
You know you like it. UK regulator investigating Microsoft's attempted $68.7 billion Activision Blizzard takeover that's always referenced in this show. The latest attempt has raised significant concerns over the deal going ahead. In a provisional report published, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, said that Microsoft owning Activision could harm UK gamers and potentially result in higher prices, fewer choices, or less innovation. The report is not a final judgment on whether the deal is dead. However, the CMA will still inform Microsoft and Activision Blizzard of possible remedies and options to address its concerns with a deadline later this month.
I love the word in harm gamers, like, it's going to hurt this. Stop hurting me.
Got to lose
Now my
before we go in.
pocket.
I am harmed without Activision.
Presumably anything that Microsoft has just goes on Game Pass anywhere.
Isn't that better for gamers, if you mean? Surely.
Not if you're Sony, but
Yeah,
you know,
I think
Microsoft, at this point, it's like, well, we're doing it for us as a company. We don't really care what Sony's doing. So
I think what they're probably getting at is that the one Microsoft to say like Activision Blizzard games aren't necessarily going to be exclusive to Game Pass.
They want it in writing, don't they?
Yeah, they want it in writing that. I mean, I think they'll probably accept some games will be, but like they've said that
Because it's
100%
it's
equal
only
access to
Call of Duty. This isn't it? It's only Call of Duty that anyone cares about.
I thought
Yeah.
they already had said that it was going to be on PlayStation as well. Or was it just because it was not in writing?
Probably
It's just in contract. That's the contract. They've got so many years or something, haven't they?
Yeah.
However, like mind-numbing this story is, it's given us content for months. It needs to continue.
but the thing is,
Well, I have more.
Oh no.
So the report is due out on the 26th of April. Now, Activision's Blizzard CEO, Bobby Kotick, has accused Sony of trying to sabotage Microsoft's billion acquisition of the company and claims that the PlayStation boss Jim Ryan has stopped talking to both parties involved.
Oh, don't you love it
In
when
an
rich
interview-
old white men fight?
In the interview with the Financial Times, Kotick stated that Sony's entire leadership team stopped talking to anyone at Microsoft. I think this is all Sony just trying to sabotage the transaction. He goes on to say that the whole idea that we are not going to support a PlayStation or that Microsoft would not support the PlayStation, it is absurd.
Well,
I mean, you know what? I was listening to a podcast last week, listening to Grumpy Gamers, and they were talking about how much better Sony are doing actually than Xbox in terms of sales of consoles and stuff. At this point, if Microsoft just wanted to buy it and go, right, well, COD's going to become exclusive. You want to play COD, you have to buy an Xbox. I can see them doing that. Like,
I don't think it massively affect PlayStation's trajectory, to be honest.
Nah.
Really.
A VR2 that would destroy the reputation and the funding. That's the stupid thing they need to be concerned about, bringing that fucking thing out.
But that's a big hitter, though, isn't it? If you would say we have Call of Duty as an exclusive,
come to Xbox.
That's massive.
I mean, to be fair and to be frank, to play devil's advocate and stuff, to side with Xbox, they've got better pad for shooters anyway. So should play it here anyway. It's a way better.
And to be honest, they've got to deliver the quality of COD as well. If they let that drop, then it doesn't matter anyway, does it?
I just think it's just one of them things. Like it's like a story that will hit casual gamers because it's their game, isn't it? Usually, like a lot of casual games, it's their yearly game. So this is like, I think it's overblown. Bigger than it's not about Activision. It's about Call of Duty, and no one's saying it.
It is interesting that the two biggest casual games, COD and FIFA, are completely up in the air now.
Yes, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. We'll see, and it is kind of exciting to see what happens. But as a PlayStation owner, and I don't own an Xbox, I won't be screaming to the heavens if they acquire Activision. I've still got the best game they've produced, Sekiro, on my PlayStation. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. So, yeah. Good luck to them. Next.
Speaking of lawsuits, an American judge has dismissed the Switch Joy-Con lawsuit, which was filed against Nintendo for its Joy-Con drift issues, saying that the case cannot proceed because the owners agreed to Nintendo's end-user license agreement that disallows lawsuits. How did they get that in there? Despite attempts to argue that underage children...
Am I having deja vu here? Because I'm sure you talked about this last week.
No.
Oh, maybe I'm just from a different podcast then.
Oh, no. Glitch in the Matrix.
What do you mean other podcasts?
Yeah, we are the only podcast. It has been confirmed.
Yeah. Is it all right I continue, Stig? Or shall I just see
Wow.
if you want to...
Wow.
Oh, you got done.
Oh, wow.
You may continue.
I shall continue. Despite attempts to argue that underage children who use the handheld system cannot enter into agreement, the federal judge ultimately ruled that the agreement was with the de facto owners, the parents, not the children who actually played the console. Consequently, the judge dismissed the action, stating that the parents should have entered legal arbitration rather than lawsuit as instructed by the EULA.
Yeah. I think it's mad that the quality control on those, especially the first batch of Joy-Cons, are ridiculous, aren't they?
I know a lot of people it happened to.
I watched a few YouTube videos of how to, there's a certain model number of Joy-Cons, and the newer ones now, the internals are completely different. So I don't think it's as prevalent. But I got drift on a DualSense controller, on a PlayStation controller, so I think it's the amount of times you play. You know what I mean? I play way more than a normal person at games, and for longer sessions. I'm not giving that controller a rest. I'm constantly charging it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things.
It's a moving part. They inevitably will break down, and if the manufacturing's not right, then it's going to be fucked.
Yeah. I remember when the Commodore 64 thing broke. My little...
Yeah.
I went through so many Amiga joysticks.
Yeah, it was like, oh, come on, we'll go...
Waggle.
Yeah, we used to go to Tandy's or somewhere like that. We used to go get another one. It was like £7. That's the problem. They're so expensive. That's the
Tandy's on Maplands.
Yeah. We used to get another one. I'm like, another couple of months out of it. Yeah. It's always happened, hasn't it? Or who remembers, like, my cousin had a Mega Drive, and do you know the start button on the top of the Mega Drive controller? Yeah. Always sticky. Always sticky. Covered in pop or bogies. It's one of those things.
It's because children are disgusting creatures.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, it's shit, but never mind. Get one of those cheap knockoff ones instead.
According to Sky News, the deal, which is apparently thought to be around 488 million, was shared with the Premier League clubs as EA looking to take the license back for FIFA soccer, football, whatever. What the fuck?
Already.
Well, yeah, because he wants to play EA Sports Football. They'll still call it FIFA.
Well, they're originally supposed to be looking at paying 1 billion or something for the license. They're like, you can fuck off.
Well, but also remember with the FIFA wanted $1 billion for it over a number of years, but that was for all of the teams represented by FIFA. This is just for the Premier League clubs.
Yeah,
this is just 488 million for 22 clubs.
That's subject to change.
It seems like a worse deal.
Yeah.
$1 billion for every club in the world, or $500 million for UK football.
If I were EA at this point, and again, I'm not EA, contrary to popular belief, I'd be like, let's just test this EA football club. Let's just test it for 1 year. If people still buy it and it's not too far off the numbers we usually sell, fuck FIFA. You know what I mean?
It's a really decent one anyway. PES has shot itself in the foot, so this is literally it anyway.
Like you mean eFootball?
Yeah.
Let the game speak for itself. I will buy EAFC. I buy FIFA every year.
They should have buy that. They should have named the game so the acronym was still FIFA. So it should have been something like "Football is for all." Football is for all, and then
future international football.
Yeah, that is a brilliant idea.
Football is for all.
FIFA. Yeah,
I like that, mate. No, I like it. That's genius. Someone give that man a job at EA. Someone give that man a job
for one game.
For one game, mate. If you worked for FIFA, you'd be fine. If you worked on that game, you've got a career for the rest of your life, mate.
I mean, you either work for EA and FIFA and make $1 million off microtransactions, or you go work for FIFA itself and you make $1 million in bungs from Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless, you are making money. Next.
Here's an oldie, but a goldie. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has just broken its all-time concurrent PC user peak 11 years after it launched on Steam. As spotted by a PC gamer, the shooter, which has been around in one form or another over 20 years at this point, recently surpassed its own concurrent record, hitting an all-time peak of 1.3 million players over the weekend.
Brilliant game. One of the only online shooters I've ever truly been in love with.
It's a great game, but I'm fucking terrible at it.
I'm not good at it, but I just love it.
A-level. Literally, my A levels were go home.
OG Counter-Strike, I was brilliant. I can't get on with CS:GO. They are too
CS:GO.
good. Too much G Fuel going on, I think.
I have won some matches and stuff. I've won some, team games, but I'm not good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not good.
When I bought this PC a few years ago, it was one of the first games I reinstalled, and I went back on and played. I used to be able to just start a game, press my keys like 2, 3, 1, 3 like that, and I'd buy all my equipment. I'd be gone in like a couple of seconds.
You knew how to buy it.
I knew where everything was, and like now it's just like an old man going 2.
The arthritis in my finger.
That one's the Kevlar. Okay, I need a gun. Okay, there's an eagle. Right, now I'm ready to go. My team's just fucked off. I'm gone. Half of them are already dead.
I love watching CS:GO esports and it's the funniest thing in the world to me. You ever seen them when you get the camera shots of the players actually playing the game? And like their eyeball is like a millimeter away from the screen where the reticle is.
Yeah. They have that screen censoring, don't they?
Well, they have no peripheral vision because their face is right up against the monitor. It's fucking hilarious.
I love it. I like it when some of them play
like halfway up their arm and shit like that.
Yeah, they're great. That's cool as well. They've got them fucking drinking caps on so they can go.
They look like fucking little gaming goblins.
Yeah, they've got them keyboards that are just the like WASD things, aren't they? They've just got them little half keyboard things.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Obviously, they're professionals. They're psychotically good at it. But I always just love it when, like, you get the match starting off and someone will throw smoke. And then someone will just, like, fire 3 bullets and kill 3 players through something they can't see. And I'm like, okay, I've played CS:GO. The sound is good. You can get a rough idea where people are. But it's still not that fucking good. How do you know where they are?
They don't make them like that anymore.
Great kill on Dust, where when you go into the underpass and the double doors on the left, and he runs through there and he jumps across and he briefly sees someone through the crack at the top of the ramp. Bang, dead, like one shot and wins the game. It's an incredible shot.
I've no idea how people have reactions like that. They have to have replaced their blood with energy drinks.
A lot of G Fuel. It's just such a good game. If you're listening to this and you've never played CSGO ever, wow, you've never played it. You need to just have a few rounds.
It's
mate, it'll run on a tatey.
Yeah.
Well,
should we make a team, Biggie?
Oh yes.
Huh? Oh, I would love to see you two stream CSGO.
Biggie Machine. Oh, I'd love to see Biggie Machine go for it. It's Biggie Machine. Oh my God.
It is free to play.
It's so good. It will run on a fucking calculator, mate. It's such a good game. Yeah, next.
Into the world of film and TV, the wonderful Viola Davis has become the 18th person to achieve the EGOT, which is winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award as the Grammy Awards kicked off in LA.
Yeah, Stig won one of them last year, didn't you, Stig?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's brilliant. So
she's fantastic.
She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So she completed it for her collection by winning Best Audiobook for her autobiography Finding Me. The star won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar in 2016 for Fences. Her Emmy Award recognised the TV drama How to Get Away with Murder, which I thought was excellent. Really? She has two Tony Awards. It might have got worse, but I liked it when it started.
It was absolute unmitigated bollocks, that show. She was brilliant in it, but fuck me, the rest of it was a pile of wank.
Everything she's in, she's always best thing in it.
Oh,
it don't have to be a good thing. She's just the best.
Don't hate me for liking something. Tony Awards for her theatre work.
Yeah.
Featured an actress in a play for King Hedley II in 2001. And lead actress in a play. Oh, sorry, I mentioned Fences as well. So yeah, she's done really well, hasn't she?
She's done all right. She's going to be comfortable for the rest of her life.
Probably worth a pay rise, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I bet her agent's
she wants
fucking
to get
stood
the
there
Golden
going,
Collection.
Yes.
She needs to come on as a guest on Scorched Sheep. See if she's available.
Might find something to get her a biggie. Then she'll be one ahead of every other EGOT winner.
Yeah. I think our people. Our people that represent us could get in touch with Earth people, and I think we could get that arranged.
Hang on, people represent us.
Oh yeah, have I not told you? I've hired a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
And an agent.
Don't need to know about your cook habits.
No, it's coming out of the Patreon fund. Don't worry.
Have you hired Lionel
£2 a month? Yeah. It's Lionel
money down.
You may remember me from such agencies as
different character.
Oh yeah,
same voice actor, different character. Come on,
yeah, that's Troy McClure, isn't it? God's sake. Next, fuming pop culture.
The Backrooms horror film based on the viral shorts by 17-year-old Kane Parsons is in works at A24, Atomic Monster, Churning, and 21 Laps. So over the last year, director and VFX artist Kane Parsons has been shooting his own YouTubes, falling into the stratosphere with the viral success of his mysterious short, The Backrooms, found footage. It's the first in a series of found footage horror videos.
It's that liminal space shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really good.
I remember it kicking off last year. I remember it kicking off being a thing like, liminal space, there's ghosts in them.
It was the first thing I heard of it when I saw that story, so checked it out on YouTube.
There's a liminal space.
Really
I'm looking at a liminal space right now. Oh my God, there's two eyes. Fuck.
That's the cat.
That's the cat. Wait, we don't have a cat.
If you haven't seen them, check them out. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's mad how good he is for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Makes me feel old.
He's going to go places, hopefully.
Ideally not to the Backrooms.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No, definitely not. Cool. Next. Stop vaping. You're on the news.
Sadly, Fawlty Towers is in for a reboot with John Cleese, Camilla Cleese, and Rob Reiner's Castle Rock Entertainment. More than 40 years after the second and final season, Monty Python star John Cleese is set to write and star alongside his daughter, Camilla, in a news that will bring joy to a generation of comedy fans.
It will not.
You know, this is going to be as good as that Boise spin-off of Only Fools and Horses.
The green grass.
It's going
to be that good.
Outside of the Nepo baby aspect of it,
Yeah.
It's just going to be Basil Fawlty going like, this is woke. Oh,
Yeah.
these young people. Oh, this has happened. Don't mention the woke culture. Don't mention the cancel culture. It's like,
I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah. It's going to be full of fucking horrible, vaguely veiled homophobia, transphobia, misogyny. It's going to be shit because that's all Cleese has. That's all of his comedy is just, I'm an old man and I don't like how the world has gone because I'm not involved in it.
However, morbid curiosity is peeking its head around the corner.
It should not.
Maybe I should watch it when it comes out.
Because the thing is, if you go back and look at the original Fawlty Towers stuff, objectively, John Cleese was an awful person back then because the shit that Basil does is pretty awful to everybody around him.
It does smack his staff up a bit, doesn't it?
Yes. And it's just
Jeremy
going to get
Clarkson
worse.
style.
It's just going to get worse because John Cleese has had 40 years of divorces and elderly bitterness to fucking put on the world.
Get ready for Fawlty Towers in review, coming soon.
Apparently,
Joking.
Basil will be having a relationship with a daughter he's only just discovered he had. It's not even a great idea, is it?
Nice cliche, that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Why not
The
just
the
be
pair
his
tempt
daughter
fate
from...
yeah, the pair tempt fate and team up to run a boutique hotel. Fuck's sake. Oh, nah, it's going to be utter fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
Next.
Resident Evil trailer came out for Death Island. Anybody see that?
Yeah, I'm into
That's
it.
all right.
Yeah,
I love
I'm into it.
I love the Resident Evil anime films. They lean into the absolute insanity of the games.
They're what the films wish they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're really good.
I mean, Chris has had another face redesign. He never seems to have the same face 2 properties in a row.
He's got a very good surgeon.
He's got very good surgeon. Leon looks
His
more...
hair is immaculate.
Yeah, Leon's hair is still 80% of his character. Jill Valentine's in this one, which is the first time she's made it into any of the movies.
Is Leon Matt Mercer in this again?
I probably assume he would be. Because he was Matt
He's my
Mercer in
fa- he-
Vendetta.
Yeah, he's my favourite. He's my favourite Leon voice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm into it. I mean, if you watch Resident Evil Vendetta, it's great. It's an incoherent mess, but the
Yeah, it's a
action
mess.
is fucking brilliant. There is a 5-minute scene of Leon and Chris in a hallway doing gun fu, and it's hysterically funny.
Yeah,
Because
like
it's so
Equilibrium
over the top.
Plus.
Yeah. It's what Steven Seagal
Very
thinks
good.
his films look like.
In his head. Yeah. They're good. They're better than any of the films, so
Yeah.
yeah, give them a
Although
watch.
that-
They're still
right,
daft.
That-
Yeah, they're still shy, but
They're still shy, but I think it's like a knowing shite. Like they know they're daft. Like that Infinite Darkness that was out on Netflix last year wasn't great. I think that was the worst one that they've
the rats though, the zombie rats.
Oh, the zombie
Come on.
rats are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But
Really?
if you watch one of the earlier animes, I can't remember whether I think it's Damnation. You get
Is that
Leon.
the airport one?
No, the other one, the one after that, Degeneration.
Oh.
Then
Degeneration, yeah.
It's like Leon's fighting in Eastern Europe against a fucking Titan-sized monster. Because why not?
With a pistol.
With a pistol, it's great fun.
Infinite ammo. Yes, it's so good. Next.
Oodles crush Andrew Garfield has been cast as the iconic monster in Guillermo del Toro's up-and-coming Frankenstein movie, which is being produced as part of the filmmakers' deal with Netflix. According to sources, the Spider-Man actor is joining the project alongside fellow Marvel actor Oscar Isaac, who will be portraying the titular Doctor. It is currently unknown whether
Guillermo. Del Toro.
Guillermo.
Gizmo.
It's unknown whether
Gizmo.
Gizmo, whether it will be a direct adaptation of Mary Shelley's original novel or all the other kind of takes on the material. We don't know at this point.
You know what bothers me about this? I mean, it sounds like it's going to be good, but getting one of the best looking men in the world, in my opinion, to become a hideous monster is a waste of talent. And it's going to annoy me.
Because his talent is being good looking.
Yes! That's it.
I think he does
Is
that
this
with
hard?
Scott Sheep
I know
every
it.
other week.
He's the uber twink. He's the best of all of us.
It's a
I'm
heavy
up
cross
for
to
it.
carry.
I reckon Oscar Isaac would be a really good Victor von Frankenstein. I think it'd be really good. He'll do that like cackle that he can sometimes do. Do you know did you see him in what's that fucking robot where he creates a robot one?
Oh, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina, yeah. If he does that brings that to a kind of fucking Frankenstein thing, I think that would be badass.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. It's alive! Oh, yeah. Bring it on. Next.
Talking about bringing it on, Disney are bringing quite a few things to surprise nobody that Toy Story and Frozen have sequels on its way.
Actually, to be
This
fair,
will be Toy Story 5.
The Toy Story sequel kind of surprised me because Toy Story 4 kind of had a very final ending to it.
So did 3.
Yeah. Well, 3, I mean, spoilers for Toy Story 4, right? 3 at least still had the toys together. 4 has them all split up. So
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're all going to miss each other and run across town to meet up with each other again. Oh, fucking silly.
Or maybe
I'll still watch it, though.
Maybe Disney don't want to pay Tim Allen anymore.
Did you ever watch the Toy
Noise in
Story,
it.
the Toy Story shots, the Halloween one and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
they're good.
Yeah, really
They
good.
were so good, and the dinosaur one was so good.
All of
Yeah,
the
in the
Pixar
bath.
shorts are brilliant in their own way.
Yeah. Just do that. Do a high concept Toy Story for fucking 2 hours. I'm bang up for that. Just something strange.
Well, I enjoyed Toy Story 4. Was it? I don't think it was.
I did.
You know, the first 3 to me are like a perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
3 is a really good end point. I enjoyed 4. And as I discussed in our Discord, this is literally going to be the 5th film over the course of 32 years.
That's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. It's not like
It's not Rocky,
the 5th
is it?
film. Yeah, it's not like the 5th film within 8 years or something.
True.
Like they've actually spread it out over different generations.
And come on, we love them characters. Why not? Why the fuck not?
Frozen 3 makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Loads to be told in that.
I really like
universe.
2. I think 2's better than 1.
And
I do
Zoo.
too.
Bangers.
Yeah,
Zootopia was
2 is
also
better than 1.
nuts.
And the song.
Yeah.
And the songs.
Songs are better as well, yeah.
Show Yourself is better than Let It Go.
Oh, God, here it is. Come on, give us a
Massively.
rendition of it, Stick. He nearly did. He nearly went for it then.
And
Nearly went.
Zootopia made $1 billion, so of course
I love
like Zootopia.
Zootopia. I liked it.
God, there's going to be so much more fucking furry porn on the internet if a sequel for that.
There were no sexy ones in that. None of them were
The sloth was
sexy.
pretty sexy.
You don't go to certain places on the internet because Jesus Christ,
No, I don't.
fucking
There was only sexy. The fox is pretty sexy.
is it Judy Hopps is the main character?
The
There's
rabbit.
fucking so much of her. It's ridiculous. Because people on the internet are cretins. You find cartoon rabbits sexy. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's weird.
You did just jumping on the back of this. So you did mention Pixar shorts. They're doing an Up one
Oh yeah, I saw
Yes, they
that.
are.
Not emotionally
Prepare
ready
to
for it.
cry for 15 minutes.
about him going on his first date since his
No.
wife died.
No, she's going to die on him.
Was he on Tinder?
Oh,
Oh man, it's gonna kill
Was it
everyone.
Grindr?
watching that.
Could be.
And he's like, all these
Being
gents are
inclusive.
really friendly. They all want to be my mate.
No, he just thought it was weird when a little fat scout lad turned up at his door.
It's like, what happened here?
Are you my date?
Let's go to
Balloons are
Peru
filled with
together.
poppers.
Oh, God. Big E.
Becky, man.
Moving on.
I missed that. I'm
Big
choosing
day.
to not go back to it.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it in a few days.
This is one that no one's asked for. So Sony Pictures has tapped Jennifer Caton Robinson, director of last year's high school satire Do Revenge, to helm a sequel to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
No.
Right. I talked about this in our Christmas episode.
Yeah, you
Legacy
did.
sequels to old horrors
Shite.
are all shit.
Yeah.
However, Do Revenge was quite a lot of fun and a nice little play on things. So if she manages to bring that to it,
Yeah,
who
but
knows?
in that series of films, it's only the first one that's worth watching. So,
Oh yeah.
what's the point?
I
No one's
remember.
clamouring for it.
I vaguely remember what you did 20 years ago this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fuck, no one needs that. No one needs... But it will make millions of dollars. That's what it'll do.
I mean,
Probably not.
I maintain the young adult books that those films are based on. They were really good. I read them as a kid.
Yeah,
But the,
I remember people saying
Never
that.
liked the films.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for an Animorphs film, to be honest. young books, remember them?
I remember them.
Do you remember Point Horrors? They need to do more Point Horror.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My sister had like about 50 of them.
Yeah, me too.
Loads. She had all of them.
Goosebumps,
They're
man,
badass,
that was the shit.
Shivers were better than Goosebumps. Remember Shivers?
Goosebumps give you that tactile feeling on the cover, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And then everyone's searching for R.L. Stein. Who is R.L. Stein? Who is R.L. Stein? Who could it be? But yeah. Next. Oh my God.
Vin Diesel says he relates to why J.R.R. Tolkien stopped writing The Lord of the Rings. He said it's so hard to continue mythologies. No one thinks about it in that context.
I mean, I'd love to have his confidence.
In English, I'll just refer this to the listener. Basically, Vin Diesel is likening himself to the legendary J.R.R. Tolkien.
I didn't have that on my 2023 bingo card. I'm going to say that's
basically a man that launched a genre forever.
Well, Vin Diesel launched a genre, didn't he? The
family genre.
Yeah.
The family racer.
The thing that's funny about this is, if you're a patron, if you listen to our latest Too Fast, Too Curious, there is a bit right near the end after you discussed about Paul Walker's death, about what Vin Diesel had said about it and how serious he takes this. About how it finally let grown men be able to cry at last. I'm like,
at last,
mate. At last, he's to cry. Like no one's ever cried before until that. Sad as that was.
I didn't know I had tear ducts until I watched that film. No.
But yeah, it's
cried precisely 3 times in your life, Oodles. When each of your kids was born and when you saw Fast 7.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Do you know what? I saw a clip on TikTok the other day about this, and it was hilarious. In Fast 2, Ludacris is just a guy who owns a garage and organises street races. Fast forward several films later, and it goes through a clip of him going, "I'm hacking the Pentagon." That's a massive leap.
It's a big leap.
Oh God!
Like most of their
funny.
stunts.
He is Luda. I am telling you, he is Luda.
I think I did bring it up in Too Faf as well. It's just like, how did we get from these street racer films to like world-ending spy shit kind of films? Like, I know
basically work for the government now.
I know each film has to escalate, but it's that continued disbelief at like, why are secret government agencies bringing Dom and his crew in to do something?
Because they always win.
I'm sure that the government would be able to find better drivers who aren't criminals.
Yeah, well.
But also, speaking of that, there was a Fast 10 trailer, wasn't there, this week?
Oh,
badass.
so good.
Loved it.
Have you seen how they've linked it? It's all linked to Fast 5.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet because I want to get the other films out of the way.
Yeah,
it doesn't spoil the other films because it's linked to Fast 5. What happens in Fast 5?
All right.
So
it's badass.
Do I want to remember that though?
What a series of films. Absolute delight.
They are certainly films.
Yeah. They are the sagas of our generation, mate. These are our fables.
They should have ended with Fast 7. Not just because of the quality dropping more than they were, but Paul Walker's gone. That should have been the end. And actually, that wasn't a bad ending for them.
No, it weren't a bad ending, were it?
Them two as a character, like driving down the road together. That's a nice little ending for it all. It just doesn't make sense why these things would carry on, and Brian wouldn't get involved. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Meanwhile, Walker, because he doesn't have to appear in the sequels.
I'm still here waiting for fucking Hobbs and Shaw 2. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was relatively okay compared to the last few Fast films.
It's better than the Fast films. I think Hobbs and Shaw were really good, me. I think these two will like it as well. It's less about the cars, mate. Less about the cars.
More about the muscles.
More about the muscles, baby.
What pair of thumbs they were.
Absolute thumbs. Absolute thumbs running around. Next.
Moving swiftly on. Linkin Park have announced the release of a never-heard-before song called Lost. The track arrives ahead of the 20th anniversary of Meteora. The band shared the news on social media, saying that Lost, a never-before-heard song, it's already out. Linkin Park have been on a hiatus since the 2017 death of frontman Chester Bennington, but last year said they're planning to communicate with their fans a little more regularly moving forward. comes after Shinoda told fans that the band is still in regular contact. The only Linkin Park news I have for you is that, we talk every few weeks. I talk to the guys, or some of the guys. He just wanted people to make sure that there's no albums in the pipeline. And just let me tell you that, so keep in your minds that is not happening. I'm just going to say that much for now. I say that because anytime the band says anything or do anything, everyone starts to start up the hype train. And we're like, no, don't start up the hype train. You're going to disappoint yourself. Don't do that.
It's a fucking brilliant song.
I really
Absolutely
enjoy
stunning.
it. I really liked it.
I had a bit of a tear in my eye when I was listening to it, and the video is excellent as well.
Yeah,
I heard it. I didn't even hear the last album before he died, to be fair.
It's one of the tracks from the Meteora sessions, so it's one they left off the album. It's not like they found like just a track of Chester singing and they've built a song around it. It was actually a finished song.
They always keep doing for Freddie Mercury every chuffing over year. How many have they done?
People were asking why it didn't get on Meteora, and Mike Shinoda did an interview with a radio station. He basically said the song it felt too much like Numb. It had that same kind of vibe to it, so they didn't want two songs on the album that sounded like that, so they just didn't put it on.
I only really liked Hybrid Theory.
I love Meteora. I think Meteora is the better album. I think it's a much more focused album.
I think I'd gone off by that, but like again, I don't hate them. I'm not trying to badmouth Linkin fucking Park, mate. I'm not an idiot.
They've got 8.7 million views in 2 days on YouTube so far. God knows how many is on Spotify.
Mad. You'd like the video doodles actually, because what they've done is they've taken live footage of them performing, but they've had the animators basically put like anime style faces on them so they can sync Chester's lines with the song rather than just being like a live video.
They've always been obsessed with anime, though, aren't they?
Oh yeah, because two of them are Japanese.
yeah. Well, that helps.
It's a really nice song. I really enjoyed it and had a bit of a moment just sitting there reflecting and listening to it the first time.
Yeah,
really he had some pipes on him though, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He did.
Pipes on him. Wow. How he did that.
One of the greatest metal singers of all time.
Oh, the pipes were ridiculous. I don't know how someone has that kind of range, me personally. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'll give that a listen to. Yeah. Next.
Over to the Weird World Web. Ubisoft has had some issues with the Division 2 of late. So last week,
he's bringing this up again.
Ubisoft announced it delayed the planned 7th of February launch of Season 11, Reign of Fire, due to a localization issue. Then, in a tweet published the day after, Ubisoft admitted that creating a fix for this problem, it caused an error that brought down the game's build generation. This means the development team cannot update the game at all until the system is rebuilt. So their update fucked an update, and now it's fucked.
And it did that while you were playing it?
No.
Oh.
Biggie, this is.
I have logged on and it's been fixed.
This is the sixth episode we've recorded this year, and the fourth time you've brought up the Division 2.
I just want it in the pod art.
You like it?
But
it's not going in the pod art.
But further on to that, The Witcher 3's next gen update.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Now, this one polished the 2015 game. So it's got a nice look, added fast travel points, etc., etc. But what they didn't realise was that one of the mods has added some serenely detailed genitals to the game, i.e. feminine monsters now have perfectly looking bits.
What bits are they, mate?
I don't understand.
They're bits.
What's its scientific name?
Flangelina Jolie's.
Oh, right.
Yes. An investigation has turned up exhaustively modelled vulvae on the 4 characters in particular.
Vulvae.
The crones of Crookbag Bog
podcast title
in their
Vulvae.
human forms.
No. Might go with Flangelina Jolie.
Yeah, that'll do.
Odd title. And the vampiresses that you occasionally find chomping on people. And apparently there's a theory that even CDPR weren't aware that this mod was there, and they are looking into it and will have more information in the coming days. So even they were surprised.
Keeps happening with that company. They keep not knowing that things are in their own games.
Hang on. I'm just reading through the text that you've put in the document. What the fuck? This is a sentence. It's only a theory, but I have to imagine this unexpected new addition comes courtesy of one of the many mods CDPR integrates The Witcher 3 as part of this update. Like every game that's ever existed, The Witcher 3 had a number of nude mods for its character, and I bet one of these beautification mods CDPR added smuggled in a pelvic payload.
Pelvic payload.
Unleash the pelvic payload right now.
And there were links in that article. If you clicked on it, would take you to the images that are on.
I don't want to see it.
No.
I'm fine.
And somebody's obviously had to sit there and detail those mods. They've done a good job.
Yeah, probably you. You keep bringing CD Projekt up. I think you've got shares in them. Probably you little
I love
modder.
it. I just love the fact that they had no idea the mod was in there. I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did they not know what they were putting into their game?
It's a
Thing is,
theory.
right,
They are the developer.
They said they're looking into it.
They should have
Look,
noticed.
the pelvic payload is the perfect segue to our new next segment. For this month only, Biggie is reading love letters out and correspondence. So even though he's just chatted for the last, half an hour, it's time for him to get going again. So dim the lights, light a candle. He's lighting candles now. I can see him.
That's because he's farted in his room, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Oh, what's he doing looking for the letters? Biggie, this is your segment. We're waiting for you.
I didn't know you were going to do it straight away.
Yes.
Okay. Well, listeners, welcome to the Love Hour. So our first... it's going to be... There's a lot here. No, there isn't. So our first one that's come in, it's come from Hot Toddy. Email bigboy.howard69 at bethesda.com. First message. Dear Candy, please thaw the heart of this frost troll and do me the honour of joining me on a date this Nick Valentine's Day. I'll whisper sweet little lies into your ear until the Dragonborn comes. Oh, and if you invite me home for the night, I can assure you it just works. I'll make you 16 times a lady by Skyrim. And then anonymously, T.H. Who could that be?
That's brilliant.
I
That's
accept.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Of all the love offers you've received, that's probably up there. That's
Did it
top
say
10, innit?
Did it say buy Skyrim at the end?
Again.
That's the Valentine's edition of Skyrim.
Okay then.
I did love the Be My Nick Valentine. That's fucking genius, that.
Oh.
It's genius. Brilliant.
It doesn't end there. Takahashi Ichigoya Samanuski. Yes, check that out. Check that out.
Practicing that.
Tis at
Nailed it.
googlemail.com. Message. Dear Biggie, I live in a block of flats and the girl that lives opposite to me is very beautiful. She's one of those sexy goth girls that you just want to let them sit on your face. In your expertise in the land of love, what can I do to seduce her without being a mega creep? Love, Takahashi.
Nice.
Well, Takahashi.
He's got an answer.
I think it's pretty weird to send dick pics. I wouldn't go down that route to get them interested. But if this lovely girl that lives across from you is interested, I would send all the other body parts as pictures, just so they know what they're getting in the whole package. Send a bit of an arse crack, an armpit. Who knows what gets her love juices going? I would send that if I was you.
Jigsaw that she's got to put together.
This is a mistake.
Is that an eye or a nipple?
This was a mistake.
Biggie, are you suggesting he become the Zodiac fucking killer?
The Zodiac lover. Oh, God.
There's actually serious ones in this as well.
Oh, no. That was pretty serious. Is that your answer then? So, jigsaw, body parts, and submit them to her?
It's not just up to me. And what are you guys' thoughts? Any advice from the team?
This is your segment.
This is your segment, mate. This is.
I'm just saying to you guys, if you got any thoughts as well.
I'll stick with your advice.
Hold up a series of banners. First one saying, tell them it's carol singers.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Then give them the jigsaw of body parts.
Okay, next up. So this is from Kurt. Hi, ME crew. First, I'll ask my question for Biggie, but open to everyone. Serious faces on.
Uh-oh.
How did you meet your partners? I'd say meeting the potential girlfriend is the biggest barrier I'm facing to genuine happiness in my life, but find it so difficult even with the help of dating sites. I tried setting up groups at both work and in my local area and in the various places I've lived, such as film clubs, and whilst they've attracted people, it always tends to be men or couples. I've also tried attending the other clubs, but to no avail. I recently joined an improv group, which is a lot of fun and something I'll stick with, but there isn't anyone in my age range there, so that didn't prove fruitful. I'm at a bit of a loss and won't lie. It does really get me down a lot, and sometimes that I find is so hard.
What you need to do, Kurt, is take a picture of each of your individual body parts. I'm joking now. No, you don't.
In all seriousness, for me, I met my wife on the cruise ship. I worked with her.
So she couldn't escape.
But no, in all seriousness, I used to be very shy. I did come out of my shell eventually. And I was in various relationships until I met my wife. And she was somebody that had a chemistry, something that I was interested in. And I didn't want to let that one go. And normally I'd be very shy about asking them out for a date or something like that. So I actually just built up the courage and went for it. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to lose? They're either going to say yes or no. And she stupidly said yes. But you know what? You can pick yourself up and move on, because otherwise you will never know. You will never know if you don't ask.
I agree.
I met Kate through work as well. I'm same as Biggie. When it came to when it came to actually talking to girls and asking them out, I was useless at it. I was always shy. Like, when it came to just kind of trying to pull someone in the club, I didn't have an issue. It was if I wanted it to be serious, I just couldn't. Like, at times I'd literally get my friends to go up and say, like, can you speak to her? And it was because of stuff like Facebook that helped with that, really, because we could chat over Facebook and text messaging. So I think if it was me, I would just kind of stick to find the good dating sites, stay away from the absolute trash ones, have a look at the ones that are a bit more reputable. And
there's been a lot of successes from some people, haven't there, with these sites? The good ones, the ones that maybe that you have to pay for a little bit.
Yeah, and just take the time to chat to them and think. Yeah. Stuff like that gives you the time to actually think about your answers. That was the same for me, like being able to talk to Kate over Facebook and then get her number and text message each other. It made things more relaxing for me rather than having to do it face to face, which I could just never do. Like when I was at school, I never had a single girlfriend through school other than for like a week once, because I just couldn't chat to girls at all.
Unfortunately,
technology came around.
It does make it easier, but unfortunately for me, I had a cheat code. I were in a band, so don't listen to my advice. Yeah. That's the cheat code. That's just how it. I didn't even ask.
As a lady, my opinion would be that sometimes love blossoms from probably where you would least expect it. So do your best to not necessarily looking at somebody as a partner, but just get out there and make friends with people. Because if you're there laughing with no pressure, you never put yourself. The worst thing I think for romance is going on a date. Like the first date, it's never a successful thing. Because
you find out things you don't like about each other as well.
Plus, it's a job interview basically. If you're going on a first date with someone, if you're going out with somebody as a friend, if you're both going to a shared interest, you're going to make each other laugh probably, and you're going to be easy in each other's company. And that's when these bonds actually form. So it's very rare that you would go out on some like blind dates and everything. It works for some people, mostly it doesn't. Because, two people have thought, this might work. We've got a lot in common, let's try and force this. But it doesn't happen like that. So make friends with a lot of people, and it will probably happen from that.
Yeah.
Dating sites are forced and awkward. And I certainly have never ended up with anybody I've been on a first date with. There's been two kind of significant loves of my life, shall we say. The first one, first thing I said to him was pull my finger. And we just made each other laugh the whole time.
Did you fart as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Big Ripper it was. Yeah, no.
I'd have been like, I'm just gonna go to the toilet, and you'd have never seen me again.
Well, luckily it was his sense of humour. The second one, we were both drunk and hanging out. The first thing, like, he crossed the road and honked my boob, and I was just so taken aback. I wouldn't necessily suggest
Not a good
that
tactic,
one.
no.
That was, yeah. Make sure you know your audience were there, but. So yeah, don't use that one. But just be funny, be yourself. Don't put yourself under any pressure. Don't think of it as
the ultimate
I need
advice is be yourself, because if not, the veil that you've got, this pretend veil,
who
disappear. It'll disappear, and they'll realise eventually down the line that you were making that shit up. You were not being true to yourself. So just be you.
Yeah, I have to deal with that. I have to deal with that with Pip. We met on a dating site, and she pretended she was fucking normal.
Yeah, poor bugger.
I know. Actually, we met on a dating site, but we met on OkCupid.
They're the good ones, aren't they? One of the good ones.
Yeah, OkCupid I've found was better for finding someone.
It is romance, isn't it? Not just a shag.
Yeah, but also like when me and Pep kind of matched on it. We talked for about 2 weeks before we had a date. So again, a little bit like Stig's thing. It's like, we actually knew each other quite well. And the week that we had our first date, like we had our first date on the Wednesday or something like that, just like a chill pint after work. On the Monday night, we spoke on the phone to each other for the first time. I think we were on the phone for like 2.5 hours. So, like, we'd already talked a fair bit before the first date. And the first date was basically the meeting to go, oh, yeah, you're not an actual monster. I'm not an actual monster. Great, we get on with each other. We already had that kind of basis to say that we got on with each other first. And we did make each other laugh. So it's that kind of, but I kind of approached a lot of the kind of, even when I was on like Tinder or Grindr or whatever, I was approaching it from like just finding people to talk to. I wasn't approaching it on like finding a date or getting me leg over or anything like that. It was just like that
just happens.
It sometimes happens, but I was lonely effectively because I was just freshly divorced and I was trying to find my way in the world.
Yeah,
and I mean I got married at 22, so I didn't really know anything about myself as a single person. So I was just talking to people. Went on a couple of dates. Yeah. Most of them didn't work out, but I had some fun experiences, got some fun stories. Never go on a blind date. I went on one blind date between my divorce and meeting Pip, and that was I got to the bar early, sat there, waited, ordered some drinks. She walked in, took one look at me, laughed, and walked out.
Oh God.
I was the first.
Yeah, I know why she laughed, because she thought, there's no way I can pull in.
Oh,
that's why she laughed.
Say that shit.
That's why she laughed. You're very handsome.
That was the first date that I had after I left my ex-wife.
And I bet you were like, fuck this, single forever.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh, okay, time for me to become an incel. No.
Yeah.
There are other places though as well, like what Candy had said about if you want to just go and try and make friends with things. There are websites for finding groups, like you've done, Kurt, with the improv group. Might not be someone there for like
meet
you
up
romantically.
Companion sites.
Yeah, but you can find those sites that maybe those are a bit easier to go than rather than do the first date thing. But
I'll just join a band, mate.
Yeah,
do that. It's easy.
And just one final thing to add with that is just the person you're talking to might be just as nervous as you are as well. So don't judge them too harshly on saying something a little bit weird, because they're probably just nervous too.
Yeah. Have we got more?
So next up, Dear Biggie, my wife just doesn't shut up about the shelves in the kitchen that need fixing. She goes on and on and on, and I just don't even feel like getting her anything for Valentine's, so she doesn't appreciate anything else I do. Any advice needed? And none.
Fix the fucking
so
shelves.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't give advice.
Put those shelves up, poodles.
So
it's not me. It's not
Put
me.
the shelves up.
It's not me. I've got some good no more nails in my house. It's perfect.
What I would do is, go to something like B&Q, go and get all the tools that you need for the job. Have a crack at it, get all the measurements. I mean, it's going to get messy, potentially bloody. It's going to happen. But once you've done the job, stand back, look at the work you've done, be proud, and then go and get someone to put the shelves up.
Wow.
Swiss Tony over here.
Wow. Brilliant. Next.
I think that's it for the advice, the stuff that's... Oh, no, we have one more here. Someone called Jupiter Storm. My partner is an avid gamer. On V-Day, how can I best resemble a video game so you might play me to completion? From Anonymous, apparently.
I know what Pip looks like.
Partner really likes big-titted anime girls, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard this as well. I've heard this. I think, Pip, if you get
to dress up as a Hellghast, I'd nail it.
In Minecraft.
Type this into Google, Pip. Lady Dimitrescu cosplay outfit, and you've won. You've done it. He'll be happy then. He'll be happy.
There you go.
You've done it.
If she ever did that, Oodles,
everyone wants to be stepped on.
If she ever did that, Oodles, next time you came up here, I would admit I would get a dress up like that, and you would be broken.
I'd die. I'd be a broken man.
Walk into the kitchen and just crumple to the floor.
Like jelly. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd be stood at the bottom of the stairs going, no! And I'd have to run off. Like Ethan. Running away with my gun. In my pants. But yeah, Lady Dimitrescu.
Also,
there's more. They're just flying through now. Fucking hell.
It's our last Valentine's Day without a baby, hopefully. So any advice on future Valentine's Days as a family rather than a couple will be much appreciated.
Yeah, I can answer that one perfectly, and I'm sure Stig can as well. Send them off to someone else's house for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It still works. Like nothing ever happened.
Or take the baby with you to whichever fancy restaurant you want to go in. You'll clear the restaurant with a screaming baby and you'll have the best service ever.
Unfortunately, some fancy restaurants will ask you to leave. We've done that before.
No, that was just because you walked in there, Oodles.
Not to be. I know, like, not to be jokey about it or anything, but genuinely one of the best Valentine's Days I've had, even since our eldest was born, was the time that she went off and stayed with the grandparents, and we just went out and had a night together in York.
You forget a little bit, don't you? You forget about it all, and you just you're young again.
You do want those nights without them. I know it's kind of fun to say, next year it'll be with them and stuff, but it's probably you'll enjoy it more just knowing that you can have a night
because you can kiss goodbye to shagging for a good few years. I can promise you that, Natty.
And you'll still be talking about the child during dinner anyway.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, it's genuine advice, mate. You need to get that good family member / carer, provider, or babysitter.
I'll do it.
And trust me, you'll just have one of those nights where...
I'm sure one of us will look after the baby while you're out.
Yeah.
No, not doing that ever again. No. Is that the love advice?
Almost.
Oh, God, this man
finally
coming through.
This Jupiter Storm came with the final one. I'd love to know what each of the pod members would think of would be A, the perfect Valentine's Day to receive, and B, perfect gift to give.
Blowjobs. That's it. That's the answer.
Does Pip want a blowjob?
If she wants one. She wants one.
The perfect gift for me to receive and the perfect gift for my wife to give.
Yes, because they love doing it. Don't they, Candy? Yeah, that's my answer.
Everyone's different.
I don't want gifts.
I don't know.
I want head.
We've generally given up on giving gifts now. If we do something, it's what I mentioned earlier, and it's getting the kids away and doing something together.
That's the gift.
Yeah.
It's the gift.
The perfect one for me for both answers would be for Valentine's Day not to exist because it pisses me off. I'm not.
You don't like it, do you?
I'm not a romantic person. I never really have been, and it's kind of like I don't need a day of the year to prove to my partner that I love her. You know,
because you love her 365 days a year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I buy flowers randomly all the time. Like, don't need to be just on one.
I do when they've got yellow stickers on them. I get the whoopsie flowers.
You get the ones with the yellow reduced sticker, right?
I rip it off.
These they'll only last 2 days.
Yeah, put that in a vase.
I'd like one of those. You know, you can get the bouquets of flowers made of like £50 notes. That'd be alright.
I have seen that.
And then also run me a bath and make tea.
Do you like getting in the bath with people? Because we've got a big bath, and we've got in the bath together multiple times.
I don't think there's anybody else big enough to get me and somebody else in, to be honest. I don't know, maybe if I wasn't on the tap
We used to have
end.
a massive bath in our old place. We could both get in, but no, we can't do it in this one where we live now.
We've got a massive corner bath. I could get all fucking family in if I wanted to.
The thing is, the tide starts going with you, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yes.
And then somebody always puts like the soap on their head to make a mohawk or a beard or something. The rubber duck gets involved, and it's not actually that sexy, really.
No, it's not. There's nothing sexy about two people flopping about in a bath at all. It's just fun.
Gandhi, is your perfect Valentine's Day just to have someone give you a night off from like being an adult?
Yeah.
Fix your toilet while we're at it.
Fix my. My god, yeah. If
We need to
anyone,
take Candy to a play world, like one of them soft play areas for day.
that'd be brilliant. And fix my toilet and then run me a bath.
Yeah.
Oh, can we do that?
Oh, and clean my kitchen.
If we do a Modern Escapism community meetup, can we rent a soft play area?
Yeah. No kids allowed.
I think if we do a Modern Escapism community meetup, it's to fucking clean Candy's flat.
Yeah, we could all go around and have a little spruce up.
Like one of the,
with a version of Laser Quest.
It'll be trying to stick the toilet down with no more nails.
I'm not doing Laser Quest. I'll be sweating me bag off when I'm on stage then.
I'll be sniping everyone. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Is that the end of the love?
It is.
Excellent. Now,
I blow my load, that's it.
Let's do Nexus. Come on, we're running out of time, folks.
Christ, we've been recording for an hour and we haven't done the Nexus yet.
We'll do a quick Nexus. We'll do more Nexus in the Patreon segment, so don't worry. We'll do a quick one. So, word of warning before we go into the Nexus, we will be talking about Hogwarts Legacy this week. If you are... I know about the controversy. If you don't want to listen, I won't be offended, and you can skip all the way to the main topic. But there's your warning. Okay. So, Candy, what have you been up to?
Well, as I mentioned before, I watched the Backrooms. So, after seeing the news about the A24 film picking up the YouTube series by a teenager, I wanted to see what it was all about. So, I checked it out. So, it was a creepypasta from 2019 that originated on 4chan. A thread asked the users to post the most unsettling images that just felt kind of off. One of the submissions was the original picture of the Backrooms, and it was a large carpeted open room with yellow wallpaper and fluorescent lighting. And another user posted the description of the picture. If you're not careful and you clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the Backrooms where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum humbuzz, and approximately 600 square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard of you. So a YouTube short video called The Backrooms was released by then 16-year-old Kane Pixels, as his name is on YouTube. It was presented as a 1990s found footage VHS tape depicting a young filmmaker accidentally glitching through reality and finding himself in the Backrooms, which, like the photo, it's a yellow-walled, unending liminal space. Liminal space is basically what would normally be a crowd area completely deserted, so things sort of like a government building or a warehouse, that kind of thing. It's made up of millions of miles and multiple layers of rooms and corridors that appear to define normal time and physics. And also there's a screaming robot monster after you. The short went viral and picked up some amazing reviews. It was described as the scariest video on the internet by WPSD, whilst Otaku described it as an analog horror. PC Gamer compared its various levels to H.P. Lovecraft's Relay, and The City in the manga Blame, describing it as an uncanny valley sort of place. Dread Central and Nerdist compared it to the game Control, which I wholeheartedly agree with. In fact...
That's basically liminal space, the game, isn't it?
It is. In fact, when I reviewed Severance, I think I compared that to Control. And while I was researching the Backrooms, Dan Erickson, the creator of Severance, cited it as one of his many influences whilst working on the series. So following the success of the original short, Kane expanded the Backroom stories into a series of 16 shorts ranging between a minute and 16 minutes each, and introduced a plot linking the shorts together, which culminates with the mysterious disappearance and subsequent death of one of the employees of Async, which is a company who are experimenting with space and time and wish to use the area as a sort of kind of like an extra space for the USA for storage and living, leisure, all sorts. And it is creepy. The horror doesn't come from anything you see necessarily, but the general feeling of unease and the unknown. The near constant use of this acidic yellow on the walls is at odds with the traditional horror, but combine that with the piercing, horrible buzzing of the overpowering.
Because it's well lit, isn't it? It's not what you consider frightening, but
you can see everything. Yeah. It's just claustrophobic, and it just makes for this really uneasy kind of sensation, like being at the dentist. The lights constantly in your face.
Good example.
The footage, it's not made on a set. The footage was created completely in Blender, which is the free 3D software, and After Effects, and it was completed by Kane in a month. And as you heard in the news earlier, A24 have picked up the series to adapt into a film by and directed by Kane Parson during his summer holidays.
Wow.
Talented little bugger.
Yeah.
But
it is one of those things that I remember reading up on the Backrooms, and then I got into the, what's that other, there was another 4chan thing, APC, is it?
SCP.
SCP, that's it. I got into them as well, and they were really frightening. They were all creepypastas, weren't they?
With the SCP stuff's like spun off into like a whole
thing, didn't it?
Community writing project.
Oh, some of them were frightening, but yeah, I genuinely love that shit. It's like modern like myth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so fucking.
It's presented
cool,
so well as well, because it is the found footage thing, which hasn't been done successfully, I don't think, in a while. Just trying to think of the last sort of found footage.
Paranormal Activity, innit?
Yeah.
VHS was good.
Yeah.
VHS, yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily describe this as a horror, though. It's more of a sort of horror sci-fi, I think.
Psychological.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's a proper crop of like really young kids with Blender specifically making these short films.
That fucked up.
That are fucked up. There's another one by I looked for his name earlier, William Langdon. He's 14, and he made this short called The Drink, and he's made a series of shorts in Blender, and it's just absolutely unreal what they're doing. Like, how long have they had in their lives to learn this software? Even after 14 years,
I've not even used a computer at 14.
Exactly. It's
I struggle with Netflix.
But it's exciting though. It is exciting to see that that there is an amazing talent that's coming up with kids that are putting the time into it, time and effort into it.
Awesome. Biggie, what you been doing?
Yeah, I just went to my mate Flem's house earlier in the week, and instead of playing COD, I thought we'd play something different. And I can't remember if you guys chatted about this or not, but I played Back 4 Blood for the first time.
I talked a little bit about that when it first came out, but I never played it enough to really review it.
Yeah, I played it a few times.
What is it?
It's basically a first-person shooter game, but it's the main crux of it is it's almost like a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. If you ever played that.
Oh yeah, I love Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
So it's supposed to be obviously
loved it
for 4 people to co-op. We only played it with 2 of us and 2 bots, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really good shooter. It's all against zombie creature things that are attacking you, and you've basically got to work together, clear the areas, and move on to the next stage, and you get unlocks and this thing.
You get like a halfway house in between levels and stuff.
Yeah, so you can stop, restock, and stuff.
One
like
of my
that.
favourite Xbox games, that Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, really, really, really enjoyed it. It was just something different to play. It gets a bit intense at times. My only issue is that because we're quite good at first-person shooters, we had it on veteran, which obviously means that you can friendly fire is on, and then when you got 2 AI bots running around as well, they tend to get in your way. And you're shooting them more than they shoot you because you just don't know how to stay out of your bloody aim. But yeah, just a really cool shooter. Really enjoyed it. I'd like to play it with 4. I think that'd be really cool with really well-organised team. We play on PS5. It's on Xbox X. I assume it's on Nintendo, is it? I guess because that's where Left 4 Dead came from, wasn't it? Or am I wrong?
No, it's Xbox.
It's on Game Pass,
Xbox.
isn't it?
PC, wasn't it? Originally Left 4 Dead Xbox. It's one.
There you go. Then
It's a Valve
I never
game,
played
isn't
the original. Yeah, but it's
is it Valve?
no, this was
Valve
by
did Left 4 Dead. That's what I mean.
Turtle Rock Studios, and published by Warner Brothers.
Oh.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a really Cool shooter. It's got obviously different types of enemies, the bigger and stronger, all that kind
like
of
the
thing.
witch. Remember the witch from Left 4 Dead? That was
I haven't played
awful,
it.
That.
It's the first time I played this kind of thing. There's a great scene in this. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Biggie, it's great that you've gotten into this because about a week ago, the devs announced they're not putting any more content into the game.
Yeah, not bothered about that.
Timely
Honestly,
as ever.
This is a little pause between the seasons of COD, I guess. But there's a particularly cool scene in Act 2, I think it is, where you get asked to go into a bar. There's loads of stuff there. And when you get in there, you suddenly realise there is a lot of stuff for us to pick up here. Shit is about to kick off. And there's a jukebox in there, and you have to put some of your found coppers, as the coinage is called, and you have to put it into a jukebox and then protect that as it literally starts playing loud, heavy metal music, including the fantastic Ace of Spades came out. And there's nothing better than gunning down a load of zombies while you've got Ace of Spades blaring in your earphones. It was,
should have been Queen, though, shouldn't it? Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, you got that too, yeah.
That would have been better. That would have been better.
But it's got a very cool AI system called the Game Director, which dynamically modifies the environment, placement of enemies, etc. So basically, every time you play the game, it's never quite the same each time.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm into it, but if they're not supporting it anymore, I'm not going to bother. Done and done. Cool. Gadget, you've been doing, mate?
So I finished Dead Space this week. Fucking brilliant. Everyone play it.
Yes.
Absolutely marvellous game.
I'm gonna, mate. I'm gonna.
It's the definitive version of that game. It's just so good. And I did a completionist run as well. I think I've got most of the achievements. I just need to finish it on. And you get a couple of things and then get do it on impossible mode, and then I think I've platinumed it.
Oh, there's an impossible mode.
Yeah, there's an impossible mode and a new game plus, so you can just go through the early game stomping shit.
Nice.
But the main thing I want to talk about is, so I've been playing a game by people who developed some of the best Lord of the Rings games, because they developed Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. So this is a game by Monolith.
Yes.
But it isn't those games. It's a game from 1997.
Oh.
It's their second game that they released, called Claw. And now this is...
The PC game?
Yes. This is Pip's favorite game ever, and I downloaded it and got it working on the Steam Deck for her. It's a game she played as a kid on a little home PC. In this game, you play a famous cat pirate, Captain Nathaniel Joseph Claw, who is imprisoned by the Cocker Spaniards after they attack and sink his ship. And he escapes, and he has to get the 9 gems for the Amulet of 9 Lives that will help him do the thing, I think.
It is that side scroll I'm thinking of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a side scroller.
Yeah, I played this in hospital once when I was a kid.
Yeah. I can categorically say this is the most annoying game I've ever fucking played.
Oh, it's good.
Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful game. It's got that kind of 90s art style.
Yeah.
It's really well rendered.
Gym-esque.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim-esque. Very cartoony, very cute. The sound effects are good, music is good, presentation is good. But the platforming mechanics are brutal. My God. Some of the early levels make the White fucking Palace look easy.
Givel.
No, seriously, some of the shit is awful. Pip has the fucking muscle memory for this one. She's played this game inside and out for 26 years. She knows this
Probably
game.
with the keyboard as well.
Probably with the keyboard, yeah. But she's been playing it for like 2 weeks on my Steam Deck and absolutely just like rinsed it, just speedrunning the damn thing.
You need to get her Aladdin and stuff like that as well. And Lion King.
Fuck me. It is so difficult because it is bullshit. There is so much bullshit in this game. For instance, you go to do a precision platforming puzzle where the platforms are like fading in and out of existence on a timer, and you go in the right rhythm. Fine, that's tricky enough. But you can get your platform mechanics going in. So what does the game decide to do? Put enemies off screen that can shoot you. When you get shot, you get stun locked. You fall down to your death. Or have fucking like arrow traps coming out of the side walls that you can't see when you start the jump up. And then you get caught, stun locked, and fall to the floor. You get bosses.
Hey, that's what it's like being a pirate. You don't understand.
You get bosses that hit you from off screen. Like, how are you supposed to react to anything in this game? I made it through 12 of the 14 levels before I went, nah, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. At the point where I'm asking Pip for help to get it through some platforming puzzle, I'm like, I can't accept this.
She's a better gamer than you.
At this game, definitely. Like,
why don't you get her on Elden Ring after this?
She can speed run this or something, can't she?
Oh, yeah, she can absolutely blast through it.
She's probably on the top tables because no one else has fucking tried speedrunning it.
She's probably playing it right now, to be honest.
She's probably number one in world.
Oh god, it's one of those things. I get why she likes it, and I get why people like it, and it has become a bit of a cult classic. And it's a very pretty game. It's a very charming game, but it's mechanically and design-based, it's fucking awful. And like, I don't mind hard games. I like hard games, but I don't like games where they just bullshit you. Give me platforming
Glad you enjoyed
challenges.
yourself, mate.
Give me platforming challenges. Great. Don't fire shit at me off screen with no sound cue that I can't hear that knocks me off.
Has Pip played Rayman Legends?
No, but I am tempted to see if she'll play that one because I think she'd like it.
Because then you can say, this is how jumping mechanics work. This is how it should be done.
There was a few
and you can play that co-op.
There was a few times when I was playing it that I did get into the rhythm of the platforming, and when the platforming works, it's great. But they do think so. Like you get very used to the rhythm of like platforms that kind of come in and come out of the level. And then it does jazz platforming, where then they all get syncopated.
Yeah,
but it's immediately after you've done the long jumping puzzle with a set rhythm, and then it changes the rhythm. I'm like, no, don't give me
staccato platforming.
Don't give me 4/4, then go into 7/8. No, I'm not. I can't count that. It's my god. It's no. I can't.
So you recommend it for everyone then, yeah?
If you're a fucking sadist, aye.
I was just watching a video of it then while you're talking about it.
Yeah.
I did like how for a game from 97 it had like little animated like videos.
Yeah, the cutscenes are now great. Like I say, the presentation of it's fabulous. It looks and sounds brilliant. One of the best looking games from 1997 that I've played. Like if you think other games from 1997, Half-Life was a great 3D game, but it hasn't aged well. At least 2D stuff has aged better. But it's so difficult to play with the mechanics. It might be easier with a keyboard rather than playing with the D-pad on a Steam Deck, but even so, get
her on Rayman Legends. I think she'd like that because it reminds me of that.
Yeah, I might try that.
But
actually,
better.
I wonder how much that is. Is that on Steam yet?
It's on everything.
Yeah,
play the shit out of it.
It's a Ubisoft game though, so it might not be on Steam.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, excellent. Claw. From 1997. Check it out, guys.
On modern escapism.
Well,
get it from Electronics Boutique today.
I was going to talk about Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, but Pip insisted that I talk about it, so...
Perfect. She's executive producer of this episode.
How do you say the name of that show, Gadget?
Vox Machina.
Oh, don't.
Not as Udo's thought, it was Fox Machina.
No, Fox Machina. Or whatever you said. I can't remember, but I didn't know what you were talking about for weeks. I'm going, yeah. He's on about foxes. He's talking about foxes. Now I know, and I've watched that first episode, and it's good. It's good. Stick, you'll be doing.
Just a quick one before I go into my main one, because I just want to mention this. I finished off watching season 3 of his Dark Materials, which was the BBC, HBO kind of co-production adaptation of Philip Pullman's trilogy, and it was fucking brilliant and exactly what I wanted from these books. The first two, and they didn't shy away from the absolute craziness of book 3 either, because book 3 goes into some weird places. Some places which, if they'd eventually got there in the film, they'd have bottled. Hollywood would have absolutely bottled it, what they do in this film, in this series. So I'm glad that we got this TV series because it deserved to be done properly. And I just thought it was great. And the last episode, which kind of all ties things in together, was just really beautifully done. Daphne Keane and Amir Wilson, perfect for Will and Lyra. Like, just... the ending just absolutely killed me, made me cry. So,
wow,
yeah, like it was beautifully done and exactly what I wanted from one of my favorite like book trilogies ever. So,
yeah,
I'm very happy this exists after the absolute travesty of the Golden Compass. But the main thing that I did this week was I listened to an audio drama. A Spotify exclusive audio drama called Harley Quinn and the Joker Sound Mind. This is shot to number 1 on Spotify, knocking off our old friend Joe Rogan.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a it's a Harley Quinn and Joker origin story, just because that's exactly what we needed. Another one of them, but it's actually pretty. It's actually pretty good. It's a different take on it. It stars Christina Ricci as the voice of Harley Quinn, or for the majority of this, she's Harleen Quinzel. She doesn't really
the Doctor.
Yeah, she's more in the Doctor form on this. It's more of it's a 7-part series. Each episode's only about half an hour. The setup to this is obviously she's working at Arkham Asylum. She's been assigned different people there, and eventually she gets Patient J after he drives all the other doctors away. See, this is the Joker. It's played by
Mr. J.
Yeah, played by Billy Magnuson. And there's a bit of a side story going on for her. Her father's ill. He's in hospital. He needs a procedure doing, but she can't afford it. So things happen. Won't really go into the spoilers of that. But yeah, as an audio drama, I actually quite enjoyed it. I blasted through it all in one afternoon at work. Just one after the other, say 7 episodes. Christina Ricci does a really good Harley Quinn. She's just normal because she doesn't go into that whole, what you associate Harley Quinn with, that kind of hi voice and hi Mr. J, that kind of,
yeah.
There's none of that. Like, she doesn't do that. She just is, well, like I say, she's more Harleen Quinzel in this. And
did Paul Dini have anything to do with this? Because he invented her. And he usually has, when it comes to anything that's not films, he usually has input in.
I have no idea. Let me have a look. Produced by... No.
No? Oh, wow. He's just letting it go now, letting her go, letting her fly.
Unless he's got writing credits. No, it's not. It's written by Matthew Darby and Rachel Kong. So, no.
There you go.
Yeah, I also really liked Billy Magnuson's Joker. Again, it isn't that typical Joker. For the vast majority of this, he speaks normally. And I actually found that quite off-putting in a way, because the Joker being normal and not having that high-pitched, crazy Mark Hamill voice, or that, that one, how Heath Ledger kind of goes into that gruffly...
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, that kind of voice.
Sounds like Penguin, doesn't he?
For the majority of this, he's kind of fine. Every now and again, depending on his emotions, he switches it on. So
cool.
Depending on what the situation is, like, he might go into that bit of a like cackling, or he might go into that more of a menacing, like.
What about the Jared Leto? No.
It says very far away from that. But so yeah, funny. This has there's a Bruce Wayne Batman in here. There's a Arnold Wesker / the ventriloquist. It's kind of a bit of a side story for Harley Quinn in there, and I just enjoyed it. It was really well acted, decent sound design. It was up there with the level of sound design that we got from the Callisto Protocol one, but
not the game.
In terms of the acting, I just kind of really enjoyed it and really went along the ride for this little story that they've told. I would be quite happy for them to do a second part, and I'd definitely give it a listen to.
Cool, I will.
But yeah, I mean, some people might not enjoy it, like, because I know that's when it comes to doing different adaptations of like Batman things,
that's not my Harley Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my Harley Quinn. It's not my Joker. They are very different. I think I found this a very different take on the Joker. Like I said, he does pop into those moments, but he's a very vulnerable Joker. Like, he really lets his guard down in this. It's more her twisting him and manipulating him than the other way around.
Bang into it.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Hey, it's Gadget in the edit here. Just slipping in quickly. The next review is for Hogwarts Legacy. We're very aware that there is a lot of feelings on both sides of the argument about this one. The review is just simply talking about the game. However, if you don't want to hear anything about Hogwarts Legacy, either via spoilers or because you have an objection to the game, that is absolutely fine. Skip ahead to 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Right. Yes, I have been playing all since Friday. Hogwarts Legacy. You've been playing it as well, Stig, haven't you?
That's the other thing I've been doing, yeah.
Yes. Again, like I said, I'm aware of the controversy surrounding this game, but I'm going to talk about it.
Well, that it's a good game.
It's a good game. It's a good game. I am on about 8 hours, I want to say. About 8 hours, roughly. I don't know how far you've got into it, Stig. I know you haven't had much time.
I don't know, because I've just spent so much just wandering around.
So to let people know that don't know what type of game this is, in my head it feels like a mixture between like Fable and Bully. Remember Bully?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me. It's an open world kind of RPG, kind of just open world sandbox Hogwarts experience. Now, as you all know, I am very new to this universe. So I feel like an absolute alien playing this. I don't know what anything is, but I still think it's quite accessible for someone that doesn't know this world, because there's plenty of stuff I can read up on it. You know what I mean? From the get-go, it lets you create a character. I think you're 16-year-old in it, aren't you? Fifth year,
yeah. So
15, 16.
Yeah,
so
the fifth year has just somehow managed to only just get accepted into Hogwarts. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some backstory onto why that's happened, but I haven't had it yet.
I don't know. I'm assuming Hogwarts is high school, isn't it?
Pretty much.
So you're starting like 11. 11-year-old. That's what I thought. But you go in and it kicks. And this is I'll only spoil plot wise the first like half hour of the game. You go into this fucking magical carriage with this professor, and there's no horses on this carriage. It's just invisible carriage,
mate.
and then a dragon turns up and bites you, mate. he fucks off, and then you're flying down, and then you're dropped into like a landscape in Scotland, and then it feels like a
typical journey to Scotland.
No, the actual gameplay, it feels like Fable. So fucking much. So much. Like Fable 2, I love Fable 2. It feels like that.
Don't tell me this, I can't afford it yet.
The combat's like Elden Ring a little bit, because you're using the triggers to do the whole combat is it's wand-based. I don't know if there's a proper word. Magic. It's magic. So you're not actually... You don't hit anyone. You don't use axes or anything like that. It's all... But you'd think to yourself, like, how can that be fun? It really... Stig, isn't it good, the combat?
Yeah. I mean, I've not done
really good.
Loads of combat yet, but I did...
I haven't done loads.
I done the troll fight early on.
Yeah.
I've done that, but it's just doing the magic.
It's just... And it's so cool how he's whipping his wrist around. And it's... I don't know if these wand battles are like this in the film, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's almost... It feels as good to me as how it felt to have a really good Star Wars lightsaber duel on some of the Star Wars games.
Yeah.
It's just satisfying as fuck. And I've got spells, and forgive me, I don't know the names of spells, but I'm like levitating things, and I'm flinging them away like I've got the Force, and I'm pulling them towards me, and then I'm just killing them. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing loads of fucking... It's brutal. It's kind of like the combat. Like I've put it on the hard mode because I thought, it'll be a baby game. It's difficult. The game's difficult, the combat wise, but you can choose the options. But yeah, you're going through it, and then you end up at Hogwarts. And I've had to stop myself saying Hogwarts because I'm from West Yorkshire and we say Warts instead of... So I've really had to train myself to call it Hogwarts so people know what I'm saying. But yeah, you end up at this school and it's fast in its dig. It's just vast. I don't know if it's accurate to the films at all.
More or less.
It's fucking stunning. And then it turns into, from Fable, it turns into Bully then for a bit. You've got to go to school and stuff and meet your friends. And I got this hat got put on my head, and the hat talked to me. Believe it or not, guys, the hat spoke to me.
I love how you're just discovering something that's been around for about 25 years.
The hat spoke to me and asked me questions, and it was like, Slytherin! And then, so it turns out I'm in that. And
I knew you'd be a Slytherin.
You can actually choose against what the hat says, can't you? But I thought, I'm going to go with the hat. And yeah, and you go meet your new pals, and so it's like boarding school. Hogwarts is boarding school, and it's just a good game. And then when it stops being Bully for a while, it becomes it's a dressing up your doll game, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
clothes.
I'm loving finding clothes and being like, oh yeah, that looks better.
Oh, it's like The Division.
It does that.
No, mate, it is. It is like that. It's like the Division.
And like Destiny as well, like with the legendary and like different coloured stuff. And you're like, oh, but I look great in this. But
you don't look good.
These glasses that look stupid give me a massive boost, so I'm going to walk around with these stupid glasses on.
I've noticed, like, because everyone's in school uniform and I'm there looking like a fucking absolute badass. So in my head, I've made like this fake role play that I'm an undercover 21 Jump Street policeman and I'm trying to investigate a poaching ring, just to make sense in my head that's why I'm there, because my character talks like an adult, he looks a bit like an adult. And he wears fucking evil wizard clothes.
Yeah.
Fucking God.
I mean,
it's just a genuinely good game so far.
I lost an hour and a half to it last night, literally just wandering around Hogwarts, doing nothing but wandering around Hogwarts going, oh, there's a staircase here. Where's that go? Oh, look, there's a door in the corner over there. Go through there. Where's that door going? Now I'm on the other side of the castle and you look down and go, oh, there's the boatyard. I'm not going to spoil it. Just... That's where that happens. Go down there, have a little wander around. Oh, look, that's where that happens. And I was just everywhere. And I found things that I've posted in the Discord. I can't say it because of you not knowing what it is. Take your earphones out for a sec.
Okay.
This is Candy.
Come on, what is it?
I found a snake mosaic on the floor and I followed it and it leads to a certain bathroom.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
so cool.
Yes, that's so good.
Yeah. Is she in the bathroom?
No, she's...
Have you stopped?
That's because this is set 100 years before Harry Potter, so that
right.
I did a bit of research before, and it said it doesn't mention the films at all. Yes, there has been some confusion in our Discord. We are doing an Harry Potter series. What have we named it, Candy? Because your name was perfect. What did you call it?
Kenny Potter and Kenny Potter Expecto Patronus.
Yes, because it's a patron only series where I'm going to go through and watch the films. These guys are the book nerds and the film nerds, and they're going to tell me what I'm getting wrong, and we're all just going to retrospectively enjoy it, and it's going to be fucking fun. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying. Like, again, I'm not that far in it. It's weird for me to get a game on a Friday, it'd be a Sunday, and I've not completed it yet, but I'm so distracted by everything. Like, you don't have to answer this, Stig, but I'm almost positive that castle's moving about. Like, I can't get my bearings.
The staircases move.
No, but I like changing.
Oh, I'm not sure. Like, if that
I thought that was there, but now it's not there. Do you know what I'm like? What the fuck's
the world is massive. I looked at the world map and I was like, there's so much to do just in Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, and I opened the world map. I was like, "Fuck, this goes for ages."
Yeah, I've got to Hogsmeade, but
then.
I ventured into the Forbidden Forest and I bottled it. I came up against a band of dark wizards, smashed them, and I was like, "I'm not going any further because I'm probably going to be way under level."
I will give people a warning. I mean, if you've seen Harry Potter, you probably know this, but there's lots of spiders in this.
Oh yeah.
And they look good, like Gadget, like creepy spiders, mate. And some of them are bigger than you.
I know I've seen the first film, and no.
some big old spiders, mate. But yeah, it's just good. Like, yeah, but I zoomed out of the map, and it's all greyed out at the bottom, but it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's fucking huge. But
can't wait to get a broomstick.
I've just got it. I've just got one.
Can you play Quidditch in it or no?
No,
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
No, there's a storyline thing about it, and they've said it's not going to be in there.
There's a Quidditch field.
Yeah, you can go down. I've wandered around, but you can't play it, which is really annoying. You're right.
I've got to. Go on, sorry. Go on.
Well, I was going to say that, like, as gorgeous as it looks, and as just bringing all these kind of goosebumps, and you see something, and it's like, oh, there's that there, that's there, and all these little things for someone who's been a fan for so many years to enjoy. The game does have issues. For one, I think that a game that's meant to be this current generation should be able to do things better. Right? I'm not going to compare this to Red Dead Redemption because that is just another level, but this is my example. In Red Dead Redemption, when you watch someone eat, they actually eat the thing. They pick it up.
The things disappear as well, don't they? When
disappear as they eat it, as they drink it. In this, you pick up an apple and he holds it, and he doesn't even hold it to like character doesn't even hold it to the face, and they go, and the apple just disappears out the hand.
It's magic.
Like that's stuff that was happening on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I agree with you on
At this point now,
some rough edges in there.
You should be able to animate the character at least taking a bite out of it and it not just disappearing in your hand. It's little minor things like that. I also think that we could really do with more interaction with the students and teachers. There's so many people that you just can't talk to or you bump into and they don't react to you. Like,
they just go, hello.
Yeah, I just wish there was a bit more like interaction with the world. And yeah, there's a few clipping issues here and there. It's
just one of those sins that I can't believe games still do it, where you don't open the door with your arm, you just run into the door.
Yeah.
Just run into the door. But then again, you could say it's a magic door, couldn't you? It's all magic.
For me personally, there is a night-day scale on cycle on this.
Yeah.
You aren't meant to be out in the halls at a night time. Students have to be in their students have to be, well, it's a boarding school. Students have to be in bed. They have to be in their dorms at night time. Yeah. I kind of wish that once it's dark, if you are going to do it, that it was a bit more stealthier rather than just running around with your
like Bully did. Yeah, you weren't allowed out.
You're not allowed out. You're not meant to be there. There should be things in teachers or things in the hall that you should be able, that you have to work around. And then when you go back to the dorms in the night, no one's in bed. There's no characters there. They've all just disappeared. It's tiny, there is a few bits like that where you just think it's not affecting the gameplay because the gameplay is brilliant. It
breaks the immersion a little, doesn't it?
Yeah,
immersion. Yeah,
it's the immersion. It breaks the immersion a little that you just can't. Where like all of a sudden it's nighttime, so every character in Hogwarts has disappeared. They're just not there. No one's there. Yeah. It's just like they're not even in the beds. Like it's little things like that that just seem a
magic.
It just takes you out of it a little bit. But other than that, I'm just loving exploring.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon it's even better for someone that knows that universe.
Big
time.
I used to like that in
Hogwarts would be enough for me.
The music's really good as well. I like the themes
that's all through. From the music from the movies.
Most of it. It's really good. When you level up, it goes do 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 do.
Yeah, it's all
whatever the Harry Potter fucking song is.
It's all because it's Warner Brothers. It's all licensed. They've got all the license to the sounds and everything. So,
but yeah, that's enough of that. It's good, and again, I can't really review it yet. I'm 8 hours in. Might shit the bed, but it's just good. Candy, if you liked Fable and Bully, mate. That's basically what it is.
I know, like Harry Potter. God, I can't afford it. Why? Why do this?
But yes.
Sign up to our Patreon.
Yes, please, so Candy can play Hogwarts. There you go. I said it properly. Hogwarts. Right, let's move on to our main topic. It is still the month of love, and we're here to discuss best couples in media. Or our personal favourites, should we say, because you can't really rank couples, can you? Because, like, me and my wife are best in world, obviously. So, yeah, Gadget, what are you bringing to the table? The tunnel of love.
I knew you'd come to me first, because I'm the one that's fucking struggled with this the most. I have no idea what to put for this one, because I don't really pay attention to couples.
He doesn't like romance, he's told us earlier.
Not romantic.
Poor Pip. She's pining for romance.
I give her
so
romance.
Many, though. If you just put it into Google and you'll find something.
I know. I know. And it was my original thought that I was going to go with was the Washburns from Firefly.
Good shout.
Because I always quite like them because she's a military woman. He's a goofball that plays with dinosaur toys, and it's kind of like it's a reversal, especially at the time, a reversal in kind of male-female dynamics in TV.
For that age, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, but
you never saw it.
It's very clear that they very much love each other. But I've gone in a different direction because I'm a nerd and I went on gaming, and I'll tell you, if you Google,
if you've gone Snake and Otacon, I'm going to kick off.
No,
because you said I weren't allowed it.
No. Well. Before I get into the choice that I had, if you Google best couples in gaming, the results are fucking hilarious.
Really?
They go from games like Silent Hill 2. That's not a happy story about a couple.
She was dead.
He killed her.
Start the game. He killed her, yeah. I'm going to say.
Or
Wow. Beautiful.
Or Witcher 3, where the relationship is...
Thruple.
Yeah. There's not many of them where there's actually proper couples. Pokemon, because apparently Ash and Pikachu are a couple. I don't know how that works.
That's disgusting.
But the one I'm going
He's a mouse.
You and Garrus?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a romance for the ages. But what I was going to pick was Cody and May from It Takes Two. And because, and I know, Candy, you're playing It Takes Two at the minute. I'm not going to get into kind of the story spoilers around it and all that. But I think, especially in gaming, they are it's cartoonified, but a reasonably realistic interpretation of a couple that have been together for quite a while. And I love the representation in like their lives have kind of gotten between the romance between them. Like, they start the game, they're about to get divorced. And it's not because of anything.
Oh, this is the Joseph Fares one, isn't it?
And
it's completely blanked at first.
Yeah, it's not because of anything. Like, you know, she's busy at work. He feels a bit he's a stay-at-home dad. He feels a bit underwhelmed by things. He's a bit depressed, so his projects in the house kind of gather dust and stuff like that. And she has to go to work all the time, go to meetings, so he perceives her as being too far away from him, that kind of thing. And throughout the game, you repair this relationship. You go through trials and challenges which kind of directly tackle the things that each doesn't like about each other, or that pulls the two of them apart. And I think it comes down to also the way the actors perform the roles, and the fact that, you know, you're playing them as like kind of little avatar representations of people. You know, they're a clay doll and a wooden doll. But the game is so strange and so fantastical and so weird. It allows them to tell a very personal story. And I think as a couple, they work really well. They're both dickheads, don't get me wrong. They are both dickheads. But they're really normal. And I think that's what I like about it. Like, I'd consider talking about like Nathan and Elena from Uncharted. But there's very little about them that you could say is a normal couple. They've got sass between each other. They're very well performed, but they're a film couple. Whereas these two feel like...
Yeah, and they only have a PlayStation 1 in their house. It's weird.
Nah, it's weird. Perverts.
It's weird.
It's weird. Probably couldn't afford a PS4 because they had all the sex swings in the back or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but Cody and May feel like two real people. Like, it could be a relationship that any of us have been in. Because, you know, any of us that have been in long-term relationships have been at a point where you fight about petty shit. Or you don't realise you're kind of pulling apart a little bit on things until you get to a point where you think, oh shit, we are too far apart on this. Let's work on it to come back together. So, yeah, I think that they're probably one of my favourite couples in media.
Really realistic as well. I need to play that game. It's two-player only, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know if... No, I think you can play it single player.
I've seen it. Can you? I've seen it cheap as well.
It is really, really worth playing.
I love that. What's it called? A Way Out?
Yeah, Way Out.
That was so funny. That was so fucking funny. I loved it.
You say maybe a single player, but I haven't played the game. But from what I've understood by it, that if you're playing it with somebody else, don't they see something different to what you see happening depending on the scenario? So surely that wouldn't work as a single player.
Yeah, that's how A Way Out was. Like, when you get split up,
Biggie,
like, you see things.
Me and you should play it together.
And then some dickhead comes on your stream and tells you the twist.
Yeah, bastard.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened to me in Gadget. Literally
bastard.
came on and just said, oh, this is... Literally just posted the spoiler for no reason.
This is the ending.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
But yeah, regardless, I mean, It Takes Two is a great game in general. Like, it's a very fun game, and Joseph Fares deserves all the awards him and his studio have gotten from it.
They're good, aren't they? They're good.
They are really good, but as a couple, Cody and May, I think, work the best. I also think when you get to couples in gaming, I think things are either over-romanticized and overwrought like Final Fantasy characters, or they are over-sexualized, or they are over-dramatized. Whereas this one, it feels like they feel human.
Real, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that. Good answer. I'll do the next bit. I've had to go for my backup because Candy's a fucking cow. She stole it. If you're watching the YouTube, here's the clue to who I'm picking. Yeah. Best couples in media. I'm going for Jim Halpert and Pamela Beasley from The American Office.
Not Michael and Jan.
So, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
It was a $200 flat screen, babe.
When she gets that fucking boob job, it's like. But yes, everyone that knows this show, this podcast, know that it's probably my favourite sitcom / mockumentary show of all time. I fucking adore it. The Office. Throughout the 9 seasons, there has been a plot thread that's intrinsic to the very structure of the show, from the very first episode to the very last episode, and that's the romance between Jim and Pam, which obviously started life as Tim and what's her name in the English one? Dawn. Tim and Dawn. It's that, basically. So if you've only seen the English one, it's that, but it's expanded, obviously, because it's a longer show. Spoilers, kinda, for The Office from here on out. But as, like, sitcom couples go, I'm not an expert on sitcoms, you all know that. But like Gadget was saying with It Takes Two, those two guys, I think Jim and Pam started off really caricature and daft and wrong place, wrong time all the time, just for, like, drama, weren't there? Like, oh, great, Pam's now single. Oh, Jim's not single. Oh, Jim's single. Now Pam's not single. Do you remember that? The earlier seasons. And you was like, fucking get on with it. Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they? And then throughout from the, like, middle season until the end, they become such a normal, genuinely sweet, lovely couple that go through, like, the first child, the second child. The fact that they work together as well as live together. I don't know how people fucking do that, by the way. I could not do it. Imagine that.
I've done it.
Sitting
twice.
I've done it.
Sitting next to your wife at work and then coming home and sitting next to your wife at home.
Oh,
Thank you.
No, we were in different departments. She worked one place, I worked another.
No, that's all right then.
Sort of
Try running a pub with yours.
Oh, no. But yeah, and it's really real, like, towards end, like, well, not really. Yeah, it is the final season, isn't it? When Jim goes to Philadelphia, yeah, to start a proper career.
I really didn't like that arc that they had.
No, I didn't.
Season for them,
but it gave him something to do. But I did like the sacrifice he made for the love. Do you know what I mean? And that episode when he gets that DVD of their, like, romance for all the seasons. I was crying my eyes at me every time I watch it. Remember when he makes her play that DVD? It's really sad. But I just think it's a really, like, how they are. They're like, they don't heavy pet at work and stuff. They're not, like Gadget said, they're not an unrealistic, sexualized couple. They're very real and they have arguments. And I think there's one episode where they've got both the kids on them and the kids are stressing the fuck out of them, and that's so real that you can tell that those people are parents to separate partners in real life, because it's just you remember when they bring them to work, the kids, and they're just screaming and crying. That is so real, mate. That is the realest thing ever. But yeah, she was pregnant when she was filming that as well, so at one point. So yeah, she obviously was going through that, and they had that in the show as well, which is cool. Exactly. It's just, I don't know, there's just something endearing about them. I mean, they're both very good actors anyway, aren't they?
They also play, because their relationship is reasonably realistic for a sitcom. They play it off the insanity that is Dwight and Angela's relationship.
Yeah.
Which is really cartoony. But also works for them and their characters' needs.
And I think that's the good juxtaposition with it all. And Michael Scott and all his lovers. That man's had many lovers, to say he's such a weirdo.
Including Pam's mum.
Yeah, including Pam's mum and stuff. Oh, God. It's just, I really like them as a couple. I think it's endearing. And it was my second choice, so I didn't have that much written down about them. Speaking of which, who stole my first choice? Candy.
Me. Sorry about that.
All right.
So yeah, I'm going to. You can feel free to jump in, like I said. But I'm going to talk about a couple from a game that I still can't listen to the music to without just.
Do you want me to play it for you now?
No, absolutely not. Please don't. and that is Tidus and Yuna from Final Fantasy X. So yeah, one of those
Tidus and Yuna, great.
Tidus, that's right. Yeah, one of those overblown Final Fantasy romances.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
I'm just mad because I couldn't have Squall and Renoa.
Oh, that would have been a close second.
When she says to him, "Can I kiss you?" and he's like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
Such a cool guy.
It's a fur-lined leather jacket, man.
Squall definitely doesn't look back
And
at
the scarf.
explosions, does he?
No, and he definitely fucks.
Yeah, but he doesn't kiss. No kissing. That's for girls.
But yeah, just to dust off the old spoiler klaxon for a 20-year-old game, I'll be spoiling parts of the story, including the ending.
The klaxon doesn't come for stuff that old.
No. So, yeah, I mean, you will have to excuse me a little bit because I haven't actually played it in 20 years, so I apologise if I'm kind of misremembering parts. But so...
I'll help.
Just to give you some... Thanks. Just to give you some context with part of the story. So we open up with your player character, Tidus, about to play in a blitzball game in his home city of Zanarkand. Well, the
What's
game's
blitzball, Candy?
It's a underwater sort of a volleyball, handball, water polo, hockey type hybrid
One
thing.
of the best mini games ever.
No,
Lies.
it was
Said nobody ever.
Press X to doubt.
Said nobody ever.
between that
I love it.
between that and being hit by lightning, that almost killed me off in the game, quite literally. But as this game is being played, the city is attacked by Sin, which is a huge behemoth-type monster which destroys the city and sends Tidus to the world of Spira. When he arrives in Spira, he is told that Zanarkand was destroyed by Sin 1,000 years ago. So his mission is to try and get back to Zanarkand. Through some of the characters he meets in Spira, he's introduced to Yuna, a young summoner about to start a pilgrimage to obtain the final Aeon and defeat Sin. As the story progresses, Tidus becomes Yuna's guardian during her pilgrimage. And I think the development of their relationship is one of my favourites in gaming. On the one hand, they appear basically polar opposites. Tidus is kind of a happy-go-lucky sort of loud athlete, lad.
He's a jerk.
Yeah, a bit of a fuckboy, irritating, basically standard teenage boy.
Fantastic laugh, though.
No. But people kind of misread that. But anyway, I digress.
That's out of context, isn't it, that laugh?
Exactly.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yuna is a quiet, shy girl on a pilgrimage to save the world, a task she puts before anything else, and certainly before having any personal relationships or doing anything to kind of further her own personal life, basically. For reasons. As the story progresses, we see the characters start to become more like each other. Yuna learns to have some fun and asks a party that she wants Tidus close to her, which is the first time she's asked for anything for herself. Tidus learns the importance of a greater good, while at one point all he cared about was getting back to Zanarkand. Upon seeing Yuna performing Ascending, he understands the gravity of the mission Yuna is on. He encourages her and supports her on a pilgrimage and stops at nothing to protect her and help her achieve her goal. The couple talk. They do actually, they build a friendship, they build a relationship, they talk about their lives.
I like how slow the relationships go. It's not just a fancy her.
Mm-hmm.
It's really gradual over the 80 hours you're going to play this game.
That's what I mean. They talk, they build a relationship, they build a friendship, they talk about their homes. Tidus talks about their future, whereas
she's the only person that believes him.
Yeah.
Which is a big part of it, isn't it?
And then when he's talking about he wants to show her Zanarkand and everything, she just kind of smiles.
Yeah.
He knows nothing. So towards the final act in the game, we learn that upon completing her mission and summoning the final Aeon, Yuna's going to die. Tidus obviously was completely unaware of it. And upon the revelation, Tidus realizes that he's been leading Yuna to her death the whole time. He was completely oblivious. He begs her to abandon her mission, but Yuna breaks down, knowing that she can't let down so many people, which leads on to one of the most iconic cutscenes in video gaming history, and it's the most romantic kissing scene I've ever seen in a game.
It's Disney as fuck as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and
the music.
Suited D. Danae, isn't it? And it's just such an explosion of feelings and of love and of a doomed future, but also kind of hopefulness. But they're just so like tender with each other as well, and it's so beautiful.
It's not dirty and stuff, isn't it? It's proper real, and especially coming from Square Enix that sometimes just do outright fucked up shit. It's really nice, and again, Disney, like romance, romance.
It kind of almost like shows on screen what it's like to kiss somebody you love for the first time. You know, it feels like you're in like floating through, although they're floating through water, but it looks like they're.
Do you know the fact about that scene, where they got the idea from? It's the exact same scene as the scene in Fern Gully.
Really?
Yeah, when them two, him and the fairy.
I don't remember that bit in Fern Gully.
Can you remember it, Stig? When him and the fairy have a kiss.
I remember the big black skeleton at the end.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, that's where they got the
hairstyle.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, further in the game, we learn that there may be an alternative, that Tidus can potentially sacrifice his own life to save Yuna's. I mean, sort of in a manner of speaking, it's not exactly like, it's not quite that simple, but he will cease to be.
Basically, you have to fight lots of bosses to stop this happening.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
So the team are successful, obviously, in defeating Sin, Yuna, and Tidus. Have a few final moments together before the final sending. Tidus holds Yuna during his final moments, and as he starts to disappear, tells Yuna he loves her and walks through her to meet his end. And 20 years later, I'm still not over it. I watched the cutscene whilst I was getting ready. Nope, it's coming.
It's really final as well for a game called Final Fantasy. I don't know if you've played the sequel.
No, I started it. It didn't.
It's not resolved. It's still not resolved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's brave for them to be like, fuck it.
Well, in the sequel as well, she looks even more like Tidus. I think, like she's got the kind of flicking out hair, hasn't she?
Yeah.
The cool
she's like
shorts and
changed.
everything.
She's completely changed how she is, and she's got guns.
Yeah, she's taken on a bit of his personality
definitely.
there. But I just really like the character development. I thought it really kind of stayed with me over time, and I thought, like you said, Oodles, they take their time with it. They don't rush it. It's not like this great love affair from the get-go kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, it's good.
Just cute.
You'd have picked Lulu though, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. No, Oren. Oren's my boy.
Let's not simp over cartoons though. Let's not do it. Good pick. Poor Stig having to listen to the full plot of Final Fantasy X. Stig, what you got, mate?
Probably one of the most obvious choices there is, but nothing says a fantastic couple who love each other with every fibre of their body and their being than Gomez and Morticia Adams.
Academia.
Yeah, because, and specifically the Raul Julia and Angelica Houston versions, because my God, like the chemistry that them two have is just outstanding. If someone had told me that these two were banging off set, I'd believe it.
Yeah.
So would I.
I'm not saying that ever happened, but if it ever came out that these two were getting
absolutely
it on,
going at it.
Yeah, because just the way they look at each other and the body language and the kissing and everything between the two is just outstanding.
Stunning, isn't it? Stunning.
Yeah. But it's the way that they speak to each other as well. How they could make the most morbid shit sound so romantic.
Yeah,
I've got some quotes here. One of them here. They're both sat outside in the graveyard, and he says, "When we first met years ago, it was an evening much like this. It was my first funeral. You were so pale, beautiful, pale, and mysterious. No one was even looking at the corpse." Just think someday we'll be buried here side by side, 6 feet under in matching coffins, our lifeless bodies rotting together for eternity. And then they have a big old like smooch after it. It's like, it's just so like morbid, but really romantic.
I love it.
The arm kissing, like the Caramia, Moncher, like everything about them. The dancing. Oh, they're just. How long's it been since we waltzed? Hours.
Hours.
I think
that's so good.
I think it really helped, like how much Raul Julia put into the role. Like you could see in both those films, he is having the time of his life playing that character.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's
in Raul Julia as well, he won method acting for fucking 2 years or whatever.
Well, yeah, because it allowed him to be cartoony and over the top, because that's what the character is. The character is a cartoon character for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
But it is. They are just so over the top and cartoonish, but their love is just so pure, and it's the one thing that just doesn't waver throughout for both films.
Do they ever even have an argument?
No, I don't think so.
No, they're just so in love, aren't they?
Yeah, they are so in love. Like every person who's in a relationship should look at these two and be like, that's the goal there. That to be in that much love, no matter what's going on in your life, with your kids, with your family members, with everything else. Like the one thing that doesn't waver between these two is their love.
It reminds me of what your first month of being in a new relationship's like, but that's their first month for 10 years.
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
They're always in that first month where you just, all you want to do is ravish each other.
Yeah, they're so sexually charged as well. Like, this is a kids' film, but they got away with it so well. Like,
a lot.
They got away with it, but it's so much and the innuendos and everything that it just goes over kids' heads. The kids just don't see it. They just see two parents being overly smoochy and kissing each other and that. But as an adult,
I am surprised they only had 3 kids, to be honest. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised.
It's not like they spend their evenings watching the telly, is it?
There's no telly in their bedroom.
God, no. He says one, like, what isn't it? Like, they're going like to passion, to pleasure, to pain. She's like, tonight.
Yes, she does.
The writing really helped with a lot of that as well. Like their timing with each other, the way the characters are written, it worked really, really well.
I do like the play on that Fester really admired their relationship, and he was trying to get his own in the second one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was trying to mimic that, but it just didn't turn out well.
Oh, yeah.
Fester.
Every time he tried to mimic it, like, Debbie would just she'd basically be like, what the fuck are you doing?
You can't do it, mate. You can't do it.
Yeah. Just this awkward man trying to mimic his brother, but being absolutely terrible at it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I think it's also a very good case in point that those two performances were so definitive for that couple. Like, I don't think any other adaptation of the Addams Family's come close to what they were able to. Like, whether it was the cartoon in the 90s or the 2 animated films recently, or even the Wednesday series. Like, you can get shades of those characters, but you can't get it as well as they did.
No,
imagine being Louis Guzman trying to be Raul Julia's fucking Gomez. What a fucking mantle to take after something. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing
being
it.
Louis Guzman and seeing the hairpiece they're going to put on you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Louis
I just wouldn't do it.
He's closer to the original, concept of Gomez.
Yes, he is.
But Raul Julia was just so different and suave and handsome. That he wasn't what.
No, he wasn't. No.
But like when they announced that Louis Guzman was going to be Gomez, people like, he looks nothing like it. It's like, oh, actually, he does.
He does. Yeah.
The definitive version for us now are these two.
Yeah, he's changed the narrative, hasn't he?
Yeah, and they're
he's
so
also
good.
my M. Bison as well.
Oh yeah,
There's no better.
So I'll let you in on a little secret here. I'm gonna have to think of a new award now, but I was gonna give a Biggie to these two. Because I think their performances are that good that it's the type of performance that the academies would, and whatever, all the award seasons would completely look over and ignore. But they are both outstanding. So I'm giving an early Biggie to Angelica Houston and Raul Julia for their depiction of Morticia.
A preliminary Biggie?
Yeah.
First time we've ever done it. First time. We're breaking the rules. Breaking the rules.
The academies are
our rules.
Yeah.
They're fuming.
Oh, they're just so good, aren't they?
They are.
Excellent pick, mate. Excellent. But I don't. Oh, yeah. That's what we all strive to be, but unfortunately, it's impossible. Biggie. Riggs and Murtaugh?
Yeah. I would have talked about Lethal Weapon. Riggs and Murtaugh. No. So I've actually gone with Aragorn and Arwen from Lord of the Rings.
Okay. A character that's not in the book. Okay.
The tale of Aragorn and Arwen is a story written within the appendices of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it is.
It narrates the love of the mortal man Aragorn and the immortal elf maiden Arwen, telling the story of their first meeting, their eventual betrothal and marriage, and the circumstances of their deaths. Tolkien called the tale really essential to the story, but in contrast to the non-narrative appendices, it extends the main story of the book to cover events both before and after it, one reason it would not fit in the main text. Tolkien also gave another reason for the exclusion, namely that the main text is told from the Hobbit's point of view, as we well know.
Yes.
But when the film came out, and I absolutely adore all of the films, I think they're fantastic. I was really drawn to the performances of both Viggo Mortensen and Liv Tyler, respectively, playing Aragorn and Arwen. And
very handsome couple. Very handsome.
Incredible looking. Obviously, Liv being made up to look more elfish, but absolutely stunning with the direction by Peter Jackson. Every sort of scene that she's in, she's glowing. She just looks utterly beautiful. And
It's
I'm
like
not going to lie.
ethereal, isn't it? Angelic.
Yeah. I had a mad crush on her.
I wonder if she had to wear glasses after that with the amount of bright light shining in her.
Yeah.
Those,
Just having them ring,
close-up
them
shots
ring
of her
lights.
face. Like 15 ring lights around.
Because her eyes are always like glowing with white as well, aren't they? It's
Yeah.
like she's just getting ring light to fuck.
But almost very similar to what Stiggy just said, that I just think their performance of their relationship was done so well that they kind of tell this backstory that you don't really get to see much of because they're not the forefront characters of the movie, although the love story forms a big part of the movies. But I just think their performances are fantastic. And the scenes that they do share between each other, the looks that they give each other, the sort of pain that you see on Aragorn's face, that he knows that she's going to potentially give up her immortal life to be with him. It's just a fantastic love story. And it's also based on a tale of other characters, a story of Beren and Luthien, which is a very similar story that ends up being their life. But there's
It's
some great,
believable in the film, isn't it?
Totally.
It's one of those things like with Gomez and Morticia. You feel like Viggo Mortensen and Liv Tyler might have had some, some backstage method acting, let's just call it.
Rumpy pumpy.
It is quite believable. Not as believable as, obviously, Gomez and Morticia, Christ. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a great scene where he's concerned about his claim to the throne of Gondor, and he's concerned that he feels himself weak. She says to him, "Why do you fear the past? You're not I can't say the name. Isildur's heir, not Isildur himself. You're not bound to his fate," because he doesn't believe, it's that sort of imposter syndrome, isn't he? He doesn't feel like he's strong enough to take on that mantle. And she is always there as that sort of, carries the burden with him and makes sure that he's strong. She's like the strongest of their relationship. And there's a great scene when they're talking on the bridge, and she says to him, "Do you remember the first time we met?" And he says, "I thought I'd wandered into a dream. Long years have passed. You did not have the cares you carry now. Do you remember what I told you?" Aragorn says, "You said you'd bind yourself to me, forsaking the immortal life of your people. And to that I hold," she says. "I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone." And as she hands him her pendant, "I choose a mortal life." And he says, "You cannot give me this." And she says, "It is mine to give to whom I will, like my heart." And it's just a beautiful scene. You just, again, feel this history of their love together. And I thought their performance was fantastic. I thought it was incredible for the very little time they actually spend together on screen, but sell it every time they're together.
I agree.
And I think, fantastic. And they really sell that they are soulmates.
Oh, yeah. It's a good choice. I didn't see that coming from you, mate. Honestly. I really didn't expect it.
I want to be Aragorn. I mean, I want to be him. I want to fuck him. He's amazing. He's a handsome guy. He's just... He's the perfect epitome of a hero, isn't he? He's so good in that movie.
Yeah, he's really good in it. And he ends up becoming the lead character as well, doesn't he, after the second one? He's the main star. But yeah, really, really chuffing good. Good.
Interesting
picks.
fact, if you didn't know, during the orc battle, there's a helmet on the floor, and when he goes up to kick it...
Have we got a bulging romantic sack?
We do. It's covered in roses and everything. The chocolate's not the flowers. I think Biggie's been around it.
Yeah, chocolate's gone.
Yeah. Kurt says, in terms of best couples in media, my favourite is Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling in La La Land.
They were one of my alternatives.
Yeah, they showed both
good.
a perfect
It's a good
and
one.
imperfect relationship over the course of the film. I thought their performances were very convincing of a couple in love, which made it all the more devastating to me when, spoilers, they have to split up for their careers. It remains one of the only films to make me a blubbering wreck when Gosling does his little smile to her at the end of the film after his piano scene. In the words of Thor in Love and Thunder ring true to me, I want someone to feel shitty about.
Oh, yeah, that is a good quote.
They could have made it work.
Lee Davies has said Kermit and Miss Piggy. It was on.
No, that's a toxic relationship.
I was almost in tears at the end of Muppets Most Wanted when Miss Piggy works out which is the real Kermit. I think you're probably in tears because you watched Muppets Most Wanted, mate. But you know.
They're meant to be good out there. I've never watched them, but
they are good. I like them both.
it's generally good films.
I really love the Muppets, though.
I love them.
Fantastic.
I can forgive them a lot of things.
Same.
Yeah.
Mike Halstead has said Floki and Helga from Vikings on TV.
Yeah.
And also Wesley and Buttercup from The Princess Bride.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Great choice.
Lady Azabat has said, I agree with this one. Rick and Evelyn from The Mummy, definitely in my top 3.
Yeah, because that's another one where it does not start off romantic at all, does it?
But two incredibly beautiful people.
Oh, God, yeah.
just
yeah.
Buy panic in a couple, just right there. Where do I look?
Yeah. Where do you go?
Exactly. And she also says also Morticia and Gomez.
That's the winner for me. That's the winner.
Some bald idiot called Gadget 8-Bit said Dom and Brian from Fast and Furious.
It's been a long
ultimate gay story, that.
Without you, my friend.
I do feel that series would have ended a lot sooner if the two of them just admitted their love for each other, got down and boned.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd have been beautiful as well. I think it'd have been stunning.
Would have been a Fast and Furious love scene.
He'd have had his hands round his bald head. Yeah, it'd have been beautiful. Bang into it. Cool.
Biggie, you missed.
I've got more.
Yeah, I've got 3 more. Biggie, you missed 2 from your section, so I'll put them out here.
You're in probation, you lad.
Robotic Monkey says, a love letter in the form of a haiku. You make me happy. You are cheesy and taste good. Pizza, I love you. To which Cow Goes Moo replied, haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator.
Yeah. Yes. So pizza, right? Ken, I don't know if you've ever heard of pizza. Basically, it's dough.
Don't.
And it's got beautiful
They're the best
crust.
love handles you can have.
Oh yes.
Last up,
yesterday.
Last up, known food pervert Nimrod Hicks has said, my couple is Jake and Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the Peraltiago.
I don't know what that is.
They're great.
They're a fantastic
You really
couple.
need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's
I know
really good.
I know you don't like American sitcoms, Oodles, but it's...
No, but when you told me to watch Always Sunny, I ended up absolutely adoring it.
Well, it's up there, so it's like a lot of the humour style of Always Sunny, but with the gentleness of The Office.
Okay, that's a good...
It's not, yeah. But it's not like a laugh track sitcom.
No. It's got no Danny DeVito climbing out of fucking... naked. None of that.
It's got Terry Crews making his muscles bounce a lot.
I do like Terry Crews.
I mean, everybody loves Terry, and Terry loves yogurt.
Yeah.
Watch it, and the characters, all of them are great in their own way. Captain Holt is just incredible.
Captain Holt's really
is it the Andy Samberg one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I like him as well.
It's very, very good. All 7 seasons are brilliant.
Just a silly show. It's just good watching.
Yeah. Cool. I will. Is that everything?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you for all your feedback and love letters and stuff. More next week. Bring your love letters. So, as always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. And please consider becoming a patron to help support our endeavour. And please, please, please give us 5-star reviews. Next week, we are bumping up the patron's choice. So, if you are a patron, make sure that you will see the choices again that you can vote for. Don't do it wrong. Pick a good choice. But then again, it's
their
down
choice.
to you.
They're not wrong, Oodles.
Yeah, that is democracy. That's democracy.
Don't pick anal unless it's a deal breaker.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Wow. But yes, speaking of patrons, if you are a patron, you will meet us in the green room in a second. If you are not, why not? Why not? But it's the end of the show for you, so goodbye.
Bye.
Are you ready, Squeaky? Fucking hell.
Sound a hamster.
Buying some WD-40 for his birthday.
Actually sounds like the Love episode.
It is.
Certainly was earlier in this house.
Yeah.
I thought you had a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, his penis headache. Whoa.